the WeatherTight Windows studio.
Here we go.
All systems go.
This is the true story about Mac. Check it.
Times are changing, more so each year. But the early morning storm pimp is here.
3, 2, 1.
People are expecting quite a bit.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
I can feel it down in my plums. They're getting a nice bluish hue. Getting ready to take them to the farmer's market.
Okay, baby, but don't hurt yourself with that big juicy hog of yours.
In hard times, or when a man has worked on a job 30 years, they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, our computer took your place, daddy. That's hard time.
Go now live.
This is where we live.
Are you ready to get your world rocked?
That's what I'm talking about.
You ready?
Oh, wait. So we're just gonna wing it? There's a big difference between winging it and seeing what happens. Now let's see what happens.
And now,
Right now.
it's Senning Show with your host, John Senning.
And I be teaching them northern fight like on the 10-pound test. Smoke cess, never fast, take a guess. I be the early morning stone pimp. Straight limping, rules from drinking. At the party, big booty pinching. Chilling like a villain. Balloon filling, whack MC killing. The fine hoe drilling with the $1 million talent and the 10-cent brain.
Been gone too long, too much cocaine.
But now that I'm back on the block, I'm ready to rock.
Without thinking about it, do you keep your ketchup in the refrigerator or the pantry?
I grew up not keeping it in the fridge, but in my new role as Daddy Diz, we keep it in the fridge.
Oh, dude, she totally cucked you out, dude.
Yeah.
That's the ketchup cuck, man.
Yeah.
You got to stand by your beliefs. You got to stand by your beliefs when it comes to the ketchup. I did not know that it was a debate, and I didn't know. So I was watching something last night, and there's a commercial. It's for Instacart. And it's the couple is debating, much like you're talking about, which is the same thing. Now I'm thinking we may have cracked some sort of beef that's playing out all across the country.
Okay.
Because you've had it, I've had it, and now it's the subject of this Instacart commercial where the man or one of them wants to keep it in the fridge and one of them wants to keep it in the cupboard. And the punchline of the whole commercial is, they each have their own, one in the cupboard and one in the refrigerator, which is the reason I find that so funny is that's how it is in our house.
No way.
Dude, I'm a cupboard guy. I'm a cupboard guy, and I gotta have my. I think something about cold ketchup is bad.
Yes,
it's nowhere near as delightful. If you think of all of the best ketchup experiences you have in your life, the ketchup is warm. You go to a diner and the ketchup bottle's right there on the table.
Yep.
Glass bottle comes out glopping warm. You get a packet of ketchup from McDonald's, which is some of the best ketchup on earth. That is warm.
Yep.
Like there's just something about. I don't want to be too heavy-handed, but
now that you bring this up, I don't know if it's subconsciously I just did it, but like again, they keep it. She keeps it in the fridge. I didn't notice.
What was the debate? Like, was there a discussion? Was she like, that's going to be bad. It's going to go bad in the cupboard.
No, I just remember seeing it in there and I was like, that's weird. And the last 2 times I remember using ketchup in the house, we have a drawer full of ketchup packets.
Oh, dude, that's the way to go.
And I just went and used the McDonald's one instead of getting the one for the fridge. And I don't know if it was subconsciously, I was like, I don't want this cold ketchup.
No, you don't want that. I mean, there's something so wrong. Let's just say you made a burger and fries at the house,
Yes.
or you made some fries, and you're going to take your piping hot fries and dip them in that cold Arctic-ass ketchup that's been marinating in the refrigerator. Like, it makes it makes no sense. And you can keep it in the cupboard. Like that, if you're out there believing that some sort of foodborne illness is going to sprout inside your ketchup, it's not. Like, you're fine to keep it in the cupboard. one of the other things, and by the way, if you'd like to participate in this conversation, 1-800-771-1025. I'm John Senning. That's Dizzy. This is Senning Show. Welcome. $1,000 coming up at 2 o'clock for everybody, but you know who. What's his name again? Scott?
Scott Nail.
Scott Nail. I like to call him Scott Fail. Everybody but him is eligible. The other thing that I think is a hotly contested in the fridge or not in the fridge is butter.
I prefer, honestly,
you need to have, in my opinion,
it's in the fridge.
You need to have, in my opinion, you need to have both.
Okay.
Because sometimes, depending on what you're putting it in, maybe you do want it or need it to be cold. But like if not that I'm doing this often, but if I want to smear some butter on something, that butter needs to be warm, and that's why they created butter dishes that sit out, right on the counter, so you can just get a little swipe, and you're good to go.
I don't know if growing up my mom had like butter and margarine, and one stayed in the fridge and one was at the table, because I remember having both.
Yeah,
options.
there probably was. And anybody who's running a tight household is got one in the fridge and one in the. So I just Googled it, and this story is from 2023. Heinz finally settles the debate. Does ketchup belong in the fridge or the pantry? When it's time, why do some condiments need to be refrigerated? Most condiments available for purchase at the grocery store are processed to be shelf stable. Mm-hmm. Meaning, and that's the thing, too. Working in restaurants, the ketchup was out. I hate to tell you people. The ketchup was warm. Like a lot of restaurants got away from keeping ketchup tables or ketchup bottles on the table. But back in the day, we would have a big ass jug of warm ketchup, and then we would take the other warm ketchup that was on the table and then marry them together, or just pump new ketchup, warm ketchup, into the damn bottle, and it'd be good to go.
Yeah, that's the only. Do you think it's an up north thing? Because my family, we were up in Toronto for a while. You're from Detroit. Do you think that's like a thing?
I don't know. I mean, Danielle she's from the Northeast. She's from Jersey. So, and they love their ketchup up there. Like, the New Jersey folks, like all their breakfast sandwiches, SPK. That's how they order them. Salt, pepper, ketchup. Like you go to any legit breakfast deli up there. You want SPK on that, salt, pepper, ketchup. Like that's their whole thing. Every breakfast sandwich pretty much gets ketchup on it. So they live by the ketchup. But I don't know. I don't know if they're storing it cold up there, or what the hell they're doing.
Because there is small differences in did you grow up calling it pop?
Oh yeah, dude. I will say I am glad to now getting to the point where I've spent as much time in Florida as I did in Michigan. But one of the saddest things that's happened to me moving out of the Midwest is that I do refer to it as soda, and it makes me sick because it's pop.
It's soda.
It's absolutely pop.
It's called soda pop.
That's fine. Like I'm
pop
fine.
is weird.
I'm fine that you call it soda, and I'm fine that other areas of the country call it soda, and that's fine. But to me, it's pop, and it should be pop, and it will always be pop. But I have been broken down by the societal norms, and I refer to it as soda, and it makes me sick.
I don't remember. I think immediately I started calling it soda when I got here. I probably because the first day I was like, I'd like a pop, and they're like, what is this weird Canadian? I go, yeah, you're right, soda it is.
It's so funny because when I used to get together with my cousins when we were younger, this was like a stupid debate that we had amongst each other. Like we'd get together at the summer at the family cabin, and we would always every summer fight about. Here's what's crazy. I don't remember it, and I know somebody else will, but there's actually 3 variations of it. Some places call it soda, some places call it pop, and other places refer to every soda
as Coke. Ethan does that.
Yeah,
Ethan
like
said
everything.
That's big in Texas.
I know. I think maybe it's a Western thing because I think that's what it was. We had somebody in the family who could speak for each because I have a lot of family out west and some in California and then some that were from the South, and they were soda. My other cousins were Coke, and then I was pop.
And don't they say like I'd like a Coke Sprite or something like that?
I don't know how
no matter what you say.
I don't know how you order it. I don't know how the hell you order it. Like, I'll take a Coke. They're like, what type of Coke would you want? I'll take a 7-Up Coke. Like that doesn't even make any damn sense at all. But it's so funny, man. And I love that. And that's my favorite thing about traveling anywhere. Like I can find the interest and intrigue in any place ever. And it normally is connected to food. Like here in the United States of America, it is amazing to me how you can go places and they have such local delicacies, like things that are not only there, but things that they really, really care about.
Yeah.
There. Grand Rapids, Michigan. is a great example, and nobody would really know this if you don't go there. You don't know this, dude. They're known for and claim to be the founders of the wet burrito. So like every place you go to, whether it's a bar, whether it's a Mexican restaurant, or like a diner, everybody's got a wet burrito, and like that's the thing. And so we went to Louisiana once, and they're big on the boudin balls and the sausage.
Okay,
like every little mom and pop corner store, gas station has the boudin and the sausage right there. I just love going to places and seeing what the local people are eating, and it's crazy that it's so different from state to state and town to town. Even
I'm looking it up right now. Okay, I do remember these.
The what?
The boudin.
Boudin.
Yeah, boudin.
Boudin balls.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't Google it.
And then like I love going. One of my favorite places in the world for a couple different reasons is to go to Colorado. And dude, they live and die by green chili. It's like
you told me that to check it out when I go out there.
Yeah, and green chili, like to different people, mean different things. Like there's a green chili pepper, that is the actual chili, but for them, it's a sauce, it's a dish. They smother it on everything. Same thing. Every diner and bar and restaurant, no matter who they are or what they serve, has some form of green chili. I don't really know what I would say would be Florida's thing.
Well, Tampa's Cubans.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I mean, you're right. But like, that's not everywhere you go.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like some food items, like I just referenced those, like they'll be everywhere you go. And it's more like ingrained in the food scene. Like you go to a place with a good Cuban, they got a good Cuban, you're going to order it.
Yeah.
But it's not like every place you go is going to have a Cuban. And then all of us are just down here eating Cubans all the time.
I think what it comes down to is because it's a staple here, like it's a big thing. Some people don't want to risk selling a Cuban that doesn't stand with the rest of them.
Maybe the standard's been set too high, and they just don't know what to do. I got into a not a debate, but one of the execs from Wild Fork was out there at the thing on Saturday, and Dr. Barbecue was kind of schooling her in the fact because she made a reference to the fact or to her belief that Miami was the home of the Cuban sandwich.
Oh, wow.
Which
disrespectful.
And we had to kindly and politely inform her that is fake news.
Yeah.
and that is not true at all. And it is a Tampa staple and has been forever.
Two things come from Montreal that I remember that I'll give credit to Ian. One, obviously the poutine. Big fan.
Poutine. I mean, dude,
I love poutine.
That's another thing, and it's starting to become a thing. Like you're starting to see it in more. We had a place. God, I wish I could remember the name of it because I loved it. It was downtown St. Pete, and it was kind of like a diner, but they also served booze, and their whole thing was poutine. It was like poutine
awesome.
and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty much all they did, and they had booze and stuff. Like, how could everybody not be eating that? Especially our fat asses here in the United States of America. French fries smothered in cheese and gravy. Like
it's the best.
That's money.
I used to get that all the time in high school, and I was an athlete, so I was playing all the time, burning off calories like it was nothing. And you think I would get tired of it. I did not.
Dude, there's nothing to get tired.
Yeah.
Because there's also an element of that. Going back to Jersey, they've got the disco fry, which is essentially poutine without the curds. It's just
gravy
fries smothered in brown gravy. Dude, shout out to Mayo Slinger on X, Bobby Blue 98 with a U. The best ketchup is kept warm, and he took a picture of undeniably, without a shadow of a doubt, the greatest advancement in the history of ketchup. And if you're a fast food establishment and you don't stock these, you don't have your customers' best interest in mind, including McDonald's. Dude, the Heinz tomato ketchup dip and squeeze packets that they have. I know they have them at Wendy's and they have them at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, underrated.
Dude, that is the best ketchup. Like, I think a ketchup packet is great no matter what, but the damn dip and squeeze is the greatest invention in the history of ketchup. You just pull that bad boy open, you dip all day, it's thick and sweet and everything you want your ketchup to be.
Yeah, if you want to get a little squeeze in,
dude,
it's built.
And I've done that. And the thing is, too, specifically, if you're in a driving situation, you get yourself some Chick-fil-A waffle fries, dude. You can totally have two hands on the wheel with a little crab fingers holding your dip and squeeze ketchup, and the other with a waffle fry, and just hit it with a couple lines of dip and squeeze ketchup.
That brings up a good point, though. Are you a big eating and driving guy?
No, I hate it. I if only on a road trip. Like on a road trip, if we're trying to get somewhere we need to be, I will eat. But I always have to. I like to be stopped. I like to eat in my car. I like to listen to the radio while I'm in my car eating.
Well, you could do that while you're driving.
No, but I like to be. I like
chilled.
I also am like hyper. I might be a little OCD about it because not only do I like it, I like to be parked in. I don't know. I don't want to say like a scenic location, but I will never just park. I will never just park randomly in a parking lot.
Yeah, you need an atmosphere.
I need to be like I'll hit the Mickey D's over on 62nd from time and time again here in St. Pete, and I go right up around the block to the park, and I just pull in at the park, and then I'm sitting there looking at the squirrels and the birds and the dogs playing, and I feel like it's like dinner and a show.
It is kind of funny if someone's with their kids at the park, they just see you just mucking down a hamburger and stuff.
I got no shame in my game, man.
I think if I had presidential tint on my car, I would be a little more open.
What do you care?
I think it's just something about eating in the car. I hate that. Like I'm driving by and people look and go, "Look at this bitch! You couldn't wait till you got home."
I actually, it's quite ironic that you brought this up, and because of maybe just mere shame, I didn't say it immediately when you brought it up. But I ate in my car today.
You did?
The story that I just shared, that was today. That literally happened today. That happened roughly 1 hour ago. Legitimately, I went to the Mickey D's on 62nd. I got the 2 cheeseburger meal, and then I went to the park right across the street. And the funny thing is that you talk about watching people eat. This couple pulled up beside me, and it was a bit of an odd couple. I'll just paint the picture. It was a very, very old looking gentleman and what appeared to be a very young Asian woman. Just an interesting, like when they first pulled up, I was like, maybe she's I don't know. Who am I to judge? Next thing you know, dude, they pull out some checkers. And I kept like looking over at them, and it was disgusting me.
That's how bad they were eating?
No, it was just, first of all, I got no shame in a big burger. Yeah. These 2 people had the biggest goddamn burgers I've ever seen in my life, and they were both just like, and I just kept like look over, and watching them eat almost made me not hungry anymore. I mean, I still finished my 2 cheeseburgers, but
you didn't finish them?
No, I did. I did.
Okay. Oh, but you mean it at the
yeah.
time.
So and they were looking over at me, and I definitely had no shame in my game.
Yeah, they look over at you, and you're double fisting your cheeseburgers. They're like, why don't you just eat them one at a time?
No, they were probably looking at me and look at that guy's little ass burger.
Yeah, this guy's a little bitch burger.
I had
kids meals.
Two singles is my go-to. No pickle, no onion. And that's my go-to. And they probably were looking over at me. Their burgers were legitimately 5 to 6 times bigger than one McDonald's cheeseburger.
Yeah, Checkers does be slopping it on.
Dude, it was they were just housing it. The one thing I was jealous about looking over at them were those damn fries. Those Checkers fries.
Nicole was talking about that all yesterday. I also shared it, I guess, to my girl. It's her birthday.
Oh, it's her birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, that's awesome.
Go to Black Rock a little later.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, happy birthday.
Are you this type of weird, too, when you eat? Because you say all about atmosphere. Like, I will order in the drive-thru and then just park in the parking lot of a place sometimes and eat there instead of just going in the diner and ordering and eating.
Well,
Is that weird?
No, I don't. No, I can't tell you the last time I ate inside of a fast food establishment.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that is. I'm trying to legitimately think about the last time I ate inside of a fast food place.
And that's a good question, too. I don't remember the last time
Well, it's weird for you because you're just going to sit in the parking lot. It's not weird for me because I'm going to go find a beautiful park and enjoy the vibes. You're just sitting in a cold, lonely parking lot, sad in your car eating.
Yes.
When you could be in that well-lit, beautiful dining room of theirs.
Have you ever, this was the most awkward thing to me. I'm sitting, this is probably why I shouldn't do it in a parking lot like McDonald's. I was sitting in a parking lot eating, windows down. Guy comes up, he's like, hey, you got $1?
Oh, God.
Can I get some money? And I'm eating my food and having to be like, actually, I'm just about to leave. Like, he chased me out of there.
Dude, I got accosted by a real deal hobo last night. Dude, this guy. Like, I'm pretty cool with the homeless. Like, I'm not the big fan of them, like, sleeping and, crapping everywhere. But, I mean, I'm fine with them. I'm not, like, an anti-homeless guy. But this dude, he looked like when you see those pictures online of like, downtown areas where people are, like, fentanyled out and stuff. Or whatever they're taking, they look like zombies. It was scary because I was walking up to the and I got to say, this is part of the problem. I hate to say it. I was walking up to the Winn-Dixie, and I see him, and he's hunched over, and he's talking to the ground. Like, he's in full, like, zombie mode, talking to the ground. And I was so locked in on just how crazy he looked that by the time I got right to him, he popped up like straight from the den, was like, "Hey man, can I clean your windows for some money?" And I was like, "Whoa, no, you can't. I don't have any cash." But dude, it's rough out there, man.
We were in the drive-thru, I want to say a week ago, and we were literally waiting to get our order, and I'm driving. Nicole's over, like, on the passenger. I remember looking over, and there was a homeless guy just accosting us from – the windows were up. And he's like, hey. I'm like, please don't look.
They be out there. They be out there. They be out there hustling. By the way, as a side note, since it might have only been a week, I was about to tout it like it was a big record. But ever since the debacle with the pizza, have not ordered food to the house since.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm on a good run. I'm gonna put my foot down this time. I'm done with the food delivery. Sending show. What's up? Welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on, John? What's up, Biz?
What up?
Yo, you're so right about the butter because the one in the fridge, it's for, like, I'm from Philly.
Okay.
I can't find Scrapple anywhere.
Oh, yeah, they got Scrapple. They actually have Scrapple next door right here to the radio station. The Skyway Diner has Scrapple right here.
Really? Because, like, you need the butter to be cold to put it on the pan so the Scrapple doesn't stick to it.
Okay.
And the butter that's on your counter, that's used for, like, normal stuff, like to put on a bagel or something.
You gotta have
but
both.
Yeah, I can't find Scrapple anywhere.
Oh yeah, you gotta look a little harder because it's definitely out here. Like if you're looking to cook it up, I don't know about that, but I know that right here at the Skyway Diner, they have it. Scrapple is. You ever see that? You ever tried that?
I just Googled it. I don't think I've ever had that.
I don't think I'm down with that. I've never had it either. But it's what is it? It's like pork and like cornmeal or something.
It looked like a cornmeal type.
Yeah,
thing when
a
I
traditional Pennsylvania Dutch dish made from ground pork trimmings, and cornmeal, often with spices like salt, pepper, and sage. It's sold as a loaf and often fried or baked before serving.
Nah, I'm good.
It does
man.
not look. Oh, that looks disgusting. The loaf looks very problematic.
I'm cool with Spam and all that. We can make it work, but Scrapple.
Scrapple is a board game.
Okay.
Scrapple is the other one. I know I've talked to you about it before, and you've got to try it if you have not. People will like categorize these things together, maybe just because they're things from the Northeast that people like. But the pork roll is where it's at, dude. A pork roll sandwich is this meat is somewhere between ham, bacon, Spam, bologna. It is absolutely delightful. It's like a breakfast, breakfast sandwich.
I mean,
pork roll, egg and cheese.
On Google Images, it does look fire.
It really is caught. It's caught major fire everywhere because when Danielle and I first got together, you couldn't find it, and like so she grew up eating it in
Jersey,
in Jersey.
Yeah.
And she would always talk about it, and I had it visiting. And I remember, like, within the first couple of years of being together, I had to order it from, like, a factory in New Jersey, and it was a whole debacle. And now it's almost in every Publix everywhere. Like, when you go over to the bacon, it's Taylor ham is what it's also called.
Okay.
So, but now a lot of them, Publix even keep it stocked, like, in the deli so they can slice it fresh for you. Get yourself some pork roll.
There's something about a breakfast sandwich. I could eat it at any time during the day.
Oh, yeah.
I just love it.
Dude, there's a place in downtown St. Pete. A lot of places have a good sandwich, but there's a place in downtown St. Pete called Taylor Sam's.
Okay.
And they only have one other location in the country, and it's in New Jersey. And they decided to open one in St. Pete, and they put pork roll like on everything. They do a pork roll Benedict. They do a pork roll egg roll, pork roll sandwiches. It's pretty damn good.
I need to start going more to diners.
Yeah,
there's some hidden gems.
There really is, dude. Shout out to to my favorite diner in St. Pete, by the way, Spring Garden over on 62nd. It looked like there was a major issue going on. They were closed, and there was a fleet of plumbers outside. So thoughts and prayers to the sewage backup happening at Spring Garden. Whoa, hello.
Hey, John, I was just calling that guy that's wanting Scrapple.
Okay, Scrapple hotline, yeah.
You can get Scrapple at Winn-Dixie.
Okay, there we go.
They have it.
You heard it here first. Scrapple at Winn-Dixie, everybody. Setting show, you're live.
Hey, how you doing? Okay, so let me paint you a picture, right?
Paint it.
You come home from a long day at work, right?
Okay.
You're starving.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Fries come out of the oven,
Yeah.
425 degrees, right? You're starving.
Uh-huh.
Cold ketchup from the fridge cools them down so you can eat them immediately.
You're here to sell us on the fact that somehow putting cold ass wet. The other thing about it, when it's this is going to sound stupid, but I hope at least one person understands what I'm saying. When you put it in the fridge, it feels wetter. Like, you know how you get all that juice that squeezes out? Like, I feel like you get more of that juice when it's been marinating in a cold refrigerator more than if it was coagulating in a warm cabinet.
Yeah, but you just shake it up and it's fine. But I will agree with you on the butter. I agree with some warm butter on the outside for bread and bagels, and then colder stuff for if you're cooking or whatnot.
Take that ketchup out of the fridge.
Yeah, you're crazy, man.
And Diz, if I got to say, man, I know it's her birthday and everything, so maybe wait a couple days. I need you to put your foot down in your own home and start putting some ketchup in the goddamn.
Listen, if there's ever a time to draw a line, it's with this ketchup.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I should.
It's the little things that first thing it's the ketchup, then it's what is next.
That's true.
What else is she going to take from you? You like warm ketchup, and now you don't have that. What else do you like that you won't have soon enough? This is how they test you. You've been tested.
Yeah,
and you lost.
Well, you kind of lost too.
Well, no, well. I've formed a workaround. At the very
so
least.
have I.
You just said you're eating cold ketchup.
No, I said
I go to the packets.
Yeah.
Well, now you're like you have to create this old little makeshift drawer with your own little hidden ketchup packets. I mean, you should have a ketchup bottle in the house that everybody knows is Daddy Diz's ketchup.
Daddy Diz's ketchup. Don't put your hands on it. Go get your cold ass ketchup.
Yeah, Daddy Diz's dips. You just have your own little section of all of your dips kept at the perfect temperature that you prefer.
I actually like that.
Sending show, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing pretty
good. I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but when I do grab a burger from them, this is what I get. It's kind of a secret. Get a bacon double cheeseburger with the Big Mac sauce on it. You won't be disappointed.
I will say that is something that I hear people talk about a lot is ordering the Big Mac sauce on other burgers, and it is something that I feel like I should dabble in a little bit.
Big Mac sauce is fire. I get extra sauce anytime I get it. I take out the little piece of bread in the middle. Not that that's helping a lot, but I don't like a lot of bread.
I will say I had not had Mickey D's like in a hot minute, and I had a fair amount of guilt knowing that I was going through today, and it went away immediately as soon as that dude. It took forever. I was like, I thought the universe was telling me like, what are you doing? Like, get control of yourself. It took forever, but it was the hottest, freshest McDonald's I'd ever had. Like, I had to take a second because my burger was so hot. Like, I couldn't even eat it. Just that, when you get that hot molten lava ketchup and cheese that oozes out, it's just, you've done something right.
If you even get to just kind of room temperature with the fries, it will absolutely kill a McDonald's meal.
It's got to be. That's the thing about so many different fast foods. People trash fast foods, and it's not good for you, of course, but they trash it in general. And the problem is that if you could go to every like test kitchen or have it the way that Burger King himself or Ronald McDonald himself wanted it to be served, it would be the best, it would be top-notch food. But you get these people that work there and they don't give a damn about anything. Like, they don't care if your food is cold. They don't care if that burger's been sitting there for 45 minutes, and you just have no accountability in a lot of these places, and that's why so much fast food is bad. I've got breaking news.
Oh,
this is fresh from the Facebook page, which, if you didn't know, not only are we at theboneonline.com and the Bone app where you can watch the program, but I guess it's I should have asked John Brennan this today. I guess it's a forever thing now. We're live on Facebook, and the Florida Poutine Company commented. They're in the chat on Facebook. Florida Poutine Company. Let me buy you a real poutine. John and Dizzy. I am from Quebec, and I make my own squeaky cheese right here in Mayaca City.
I'm in,
dude. I'm in. You don't gotta ask me twice for some Florida poutine.
Love me some. I haven't found good poutine.
Poutine. Well, leave it to the Florida poutine people. Sending show.
Hey, my wife keeps peanut butter in the fridge.
Oh, dude, and that's you got to divorce her, dude. You got to leave her, man. That's psychotic behavior.
Yeah, I need you guys to call her and tell her to change it. I try to make a peanut butter jelly for my kids, and then I spend probably about 30, 40 minutes spreading the peanut butter on one side.
What would be her reasoning? Like, you're just going to have a totally unworkable, hard mess in there. Like, what's the joy of having cold peanut butter?
Her excuse was that it says on the thing, refrigerate after opening. But then I examined the entire label, and I even, went on to Peter Pan, whatever the hell it is, and tried to make sure. And it doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Yeah, nobody's doing that. You need to leave her by sundown.
Well, I can't leave her. Should I?
I'm gonna.
You're not living by that statement?
I don't know. It sounded funny in my head, but then when I said it out loud, I just was envisioning like it
actually happening.
Well, no, not actually happening, but I was just envisioning like the transcript of what I said being printed in the Tampa Bay Times. I wonder, do the dumps work like for the live streams in the Facebook and stuff too, or do you think it's only on air?
No, not at all. I would assume.
Oh, so you think that people on Facebook heard it then?
Or we're about to find out. Hey, let us know if you heard what John said on Facebook.
It wasn't
Mix
that bad.
the peanut butter. It's not that bad. I didn't think you should.
It was. Yeah, it was. I've gone soft. You're right. Pussification of the program. I essentially told the guy he should kill his wife in a funny way, but it was funny when I said it. So just everything's fine. Let's step aside for a moment. When we come back, I want to get into that thing, which. Man, stories that pertain to wildlife and how we interact with wildlife are always just going to be some of my favorite things to discuss. And I know we've got a lot of boaters and a lot of people that are out on the water. I really hope that a lot of people have seen this video because manatees are some of the coolest, just gentle beasts that we have in the state. They're endangered, and I almost feel when you see one, you almost feel bad for them because they're so just helpless. Like they can't even really move. They don't even really do anything. And according to everybody's opinion on this video that's gone viral, the man in this boat is pretty much a psychopath. I want to play the audio and hopefully get some calls on what you do to deal with manatees when you're out on the open water. And it's a big anniversary. One of the I would say platforms that we use the most that has become ingrained in our life. Their 20th anniversary today, and we'll run down memory lane for some of the greatest things it has ever brought to us. We'll do that and a bit more. Coming up next on Sending Show. But first... There has never been a better time than now to go solar with Solar Bear. The average Solar Bear customer is saving over $2,000 per year by switching to solar. Solar Bear is a local company that's been in business for over 10 years. I've sat down many a times and broken bread with these guys. The owner, Blake, is a great dude, and they've been given great service for years. They have a 4.7-star Google rating with over 1,300 reviews. That's how they got to be the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. Storm season is approaching. I know you don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it either. But one of the side effects for a lot of people is being stuck in the dark without air conditioning and electric for days on end. Don't let that be your story. Go solar with Solar Bear. Get the backup power so that you won't be out messing with a generator or worrying about waiting in a line for gas. And not to mention, you're going to also eliminate your electric bill, and they're going free for the first 12 months. Yes, that is right. No payments for 12 months. Call them today for a free estimate and make sure you check them out online. SolarBear.com.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. Download the free Bone app to listen to us anywhere. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Get your guaranteed offer at markspain.com.
This April is your last chance to max your tax refund at Sun Toyota. Bring us your rebate and we'll double it up to $3,000. Then get 0% financing on select new Toyota trucks. Backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Hurry in today or shop online at suntoyota.com. Because when you make it Sun Toyota,
we make it happen.
Toyota.com. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Have you heard of the new Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets yet? It's a lot of fun, and there's at least $250,000 in bonus bets on the line every single day. That's the minimum, and it grows fast. All you have to do is pick a side for $1. There's a new battle every day. Matchups like favorites versus underdogs, overs versus unders, Florida versus the world. If your side wins for the day, you not only get your cash winnings, you split all those bonus bets. Check it out on the Hard Rock Bet app. Download it now on Google or iPhone, or simply simply go to hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. To wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMITTED.
Our massive Kia mega sale is going on now at Ken Ginley Kia Newport Richie. Buy with 0 down, 1.9% financing, or make no payments for 90 days. Sign and drive a new Kia from just $259 lease per month. 0 due at signing. $25K for 36 months, 10K miles per year, no security deposit required. $259 a month, 0 due at signing. Bad credit, no credit, negative equity. If you earn at least $500 a week, we want to say yes, you're approved for a new 2025 Kia. Get massive savings on over 1,200 new Kias at Ken Ginley Kia Newport Richie on US 19. KenGinleyKiaNewportRichie.com. Tell them McKinsey sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Ginley Kia.
25 Sportage, $17.48 per month per 1,000 finance, 90-day deferred payment through Ally Bank, plus tax, tag, title, and doc fee on approved credit through KMF, expires 4/30/25.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle raves USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. April 29th through May 4th at Straz Center. Get your tickets yesterday at strazcenter.org.
A lot of people, when they come in, they'll say, this is my last hope. The next step is getting them in the right arch supports. Our goal is to have that long-term change for them, to see someone that is in pain. I change things for them. See how we can help you with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain. It's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 813-328-6768. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 813-328-6768. 813-328-6768.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Fuel costs add up. That's why fleet managers like Ed Keeley of Communications Unlimited are switching to Coast.
the Smart Visa Fuel Card designed to help business owners save on fuel and cut wasteful spending.
When we first started using Coast, we saved in the neighborhood of $22,000 from our previous month's invoice from our other provider.
Get fuel rebates of 4 to 10 cents on every gallon at Coast's 30,000 partner stations across the country, like Exxon and 7-Eleven. Plus, get greater control over your spending and block unauthorized purchases before they happen.
The biggest change is the controls that the Coast product allows us to have that the other vendor didn't. There was a lot of potential for abuse out there that became virtually impossible with Coast.
Go to coastpay.com/news and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/news to save 10% on fuel with Coast. coastpay.com/NEWS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. See terms at coastpay.com.
Drinking and driving don't mix. If you've been injured by a drunk driver, we're Bernetti, PA, and we sue drunk drivers. We know you may not have been ready. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, and Pinellas.
Hey, Tampa Bay, it is time to get rowdy. Your Rowdies are back and ready to kick some grass. Join the fun this Saturday at Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Pete as the Rowdies celebrate their 50th anniversary against Miami FC. Get your tickets now by visiting rowdysoccer.com. Come on, you Rowdies.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You might know nothing, but at least you'll know that thing. Brought to you by Just Call Mo, Tampa's injury attorney. That thing. It's time for That Thing right now on Senning Show.
1, 2, you know what to do.
Welcome back to Senning Show. I'm John Senning. He's Dizzy. Your chance at $1,000 cold hard cash coming up in just over 15 minutes. We'll do it. It's going to get done. No need to be a dick about it. Bubble Down Car Wash, the greatest car wash in the whole wide world. Long wash tunnels, spacious vacuums, and an amazing staff. They're going to make sure everything goes as smooth as can be. They got the unlimited membership plan. Locations in Tampa, Brandon, Riverview, Wesley Chapel, and Palm Harbor. You'll have the cleanest car in town every time you pull down.
This love is getting kind of dangerous. Feels like it's a loaded gun.
So your sources have not told you what the topic of discussion was that may or may not have had something to do with this show on the Mike Calta show this morning?
Nothing yet. Nothing. All I know is Vroom Vroom Radio was spoken about.
It must have not been bad because people are far more apt to share bad news than they are good news. So we'll just go with it was something good.
Exactly. I imagine if it was bad during the segment, I would have got text like, hey, you hearing what they're saying about y'all? Yeah.
People love stirring the pot.
They do.
Probably just a little banter about the bombshell that took place yesterday regarding JoJo and JoJo that love has bloomed.
Yeah.
And this went from a spring fling to a full-on love affair in the span of about 15 minutes right here on the radio.
He texted me a little later that night and was like, hey, just listen to the replay. I do have a job. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's the only thing that was crazy.
I was going to say, he wasn't more bothered by the fact that you told her she needs to go get tested immediately?
Yeah.
That totally just breezed by.
He's like, no, that makes sense. But me not having work, come on, man.
So does he have a job?
He goes, you're making it sound to people, I'm just a drug dealer. I go, well, if the resume changed, let me know.
Like, I didn't say that, but I alluded to it strongly, but. Senning Show, you're on the air.
Hey, boys, I'm not sure if somebody called in to let you know, but they were talking on the Calta show this morning. They were talking about a tweet that you put out. It was for whose tweet is it anyway?
Oh, was it NASCAR related?
Yeah. I think you did like a hashtag Vroom Vroom Radio.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. That makes that makes a lot of sense. So it wasn't. It was a. Okay, thank you. Dude, big week. I'm going to get to it at 2:30. quite possibly one of the most exciting weekends in NASCAR. And we'll go full vroom vroom.
Yeah.
At 2:30 today. So this story is just a bummer. And I don't know, I love being out on the water. I've always thought that I would love the idea of having a boat. But then you go out with people who have boats. And the problem is that if you have a boat and you are a boater, like the stress level is so high that I don't think unless you just become so good over years and years of handling the boat and coming with all of the tasks that you have to handle while you're out on the boat, I feel like you don't really get to enjoy it. Like we went out a couple times with Sam and Alex, and they're the absolute best. But Alex, he's like the captain. You know what I mean? Like he's got the safety of all of his passengers in mind. When you're docking at certain places, it gets a little stressful. Boating around here in like the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area, going through the Skyway, and same, shout out to Flats Junkie. I hope you're healing up, buddy. Like going out with him too, you realize some of the areas, the water is so low that if you aren't, so a lot of people with nicer boats, and I think most people in general, have some sort of depth reader. So there are these grooves that you have to get into and stay into to not, run your boat aground. So the stress levels that come with having a boat and being in charge, I think are a little too high for me. I'll stay a passenger for now. But one of the interesting things also out there on our waterways is the manatee. And if you've ever been close enough to a manatee, it feels like 85% of them have all these scars in their back where they've been run over by propellers. And the thing is, they just can't move. These big, fat, beautiful blobs of fat, they just float around and they can't even move. So they get run over. And there's a video that is from the Seminole boat ramp. I'm not saying that it's full Brick Hornet viral sensation quite yet, but a lot of people, I saw it a couple days ago when it was just being posted online, and now all the local media has picked it up. And it's a video of a boater seemingly attempting to, on purpose and or not caring about the fact that he was running over some manatees. Here's the audio from WFLA.
Good evening, Stacy and Josh. Well, just about everybody likes to see manatee out on our water. But a family recorded what appears to be a very disturbing video this weekend, and it appears to show a man driving a boat right through a group of manatee, and he just keeps going.
Was that a manatee?
The voice you hear is a 4-year-old child asking his mother if those are manatee in the water. And it's not just one. There are
Dude, that would mess you up for life. If your first time as a 4-year-old seeing manatees, they were all just brutally murdered by a boat propeller seconds after you saw them. Like, Mommy, is that the manatee? And then it's just seconds later.
Just mangled.
Watch out. Oh, my God. Manatee. What happens next is unfortunate, to say the least. Riley Wake was on the boat recording this video.
We saw this group of manatees. We all had our phones out. We were recording. We were pointing.
Then another boater comes into view.
You can hear my mom and my brother in the video yelling, like, there's a manatee. We were pointing. We were waving. His response was, they'll move.
The FWC is investigating. Jamie Vaccaro is the curator for manatee at Zoo Tampa and says boat strikes injure manatee every year.
People, when they're out on the waterway, think that just propellers can do damage to manatees, but in fact, blunt trauma, just kind of the sheer fact that
Blunt trauma, bro.
a boat at a high rate of speed or even a jet ski, if that comes into collision with a manatee, that can cause some serious rib fractures and even puncturing to the lung.
Zoo Tampa has a manatee hospital where they care for sick and injured manatee all the time.
We've taken in over 600 manatees into our care. We currently have 20 patients that are undergoing daily care.
Riley Wake would like to see the boater in this video pay.
I also don't know. Like, the video, to me, it's not good. Like, I don't like seeing manatees run over or anything like that. I also just don't know, can you always avoid a manatee? Like, they're not moving. You know what I mean? And this dude's in a big-ass boat, and I'm not giving him any leeway at all, and it does sound like he did not care. But part of me wonders if this is more just an unfortunate situation that unfolded in front of this family rather than this other boater just being a complete dickhead. Because, I mean, I don't have reason to believe that he was running over the manatee on purpose. He was going to the boat ramp, and they were posted up right in front of it. So I just I'm not sure if this guy should be, totally vilified at this point.
I mean, sometimes you got to mow through manatees to get where you're going. I get you, John.
For what he did.
Definitely some type of fine, losing his boating license.
We've obviously blurred part of that video to not show the man or identify his vessel because he has not been charged with anything at this time. The FWC is aware of the incident and they are looking into it. Of course, we'll update you if there are any.
Don't you feel like if this was a real instance of a dude plowing through an endangered species on purpose that there would have been charges already? I mean, it's been days and days and days since. I mean, I think it happened on Saturday.
Well, they still got to investigate, right?
Well, I mean, what is there to investigate? There's the video. There's the boat. There's the manatees getting run over. What are you going to do?
I don't know, man. Maybe there's a lot of tape that goes around manatee investigation.
You're going to go interview the manatees?
Interview the manatees, see how they're doing, check on them.
Like tell us what you were feeling when. And they didn't say also there's actually no proof that the manatees were hurt and or murdered. So, I mean, at this point, we may be investigating a crime that didn't even really occur.
Yeah, why investigate anything if someone's not, seriously injured or murdered?
These people snitches?
Who?
Are these people snitches that took the video that are throwing a fit?
Snitching.
Oh, man. You got no heart. Sending show, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt.
Hey, Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. I don't know. You can't really see a lot in that video. It's just one small panel. But he could just been literally just idling into the boat ramp, and if you're not moving and somebody's idling in, it's going to seem like you're cruising through. And if he turned his throttle off, his props aren't even moving.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I do not take the idea of doing something bad to any animal, let alone a manatee. So, I mean, I feel like my barometer for being horrified is pretty normal. And when I see this, there's so little in the video. I don't know if this guy could have avoided them. I don't know when he first saw them for the first time. I feel like it's kind of being made out like this guy was some psychopath looking to chop up some manatees, and I just don't know if that was what was.
Didn't you want to eat manatee steaks a while back?
I said I'd try them. I didn't say I was.
Didn't say I'm looking out for them.
I didn't say I was going to harvest one or anything. I didn't say I was going to go get one myself. They used to eat the Native Americans, dude.
They used to go on some manatee.
They used to just go down. They dude, manatee for dinner every day. Like it was just it's. I'm not saying it's delicious, but from what I've heard from my Native American brothers and sisters, it's delicious.
Again, I don't like.
I mean, you can't eat them, by the way. They're in danger.
No,
nor I'm not planning on or anything. I just may have in the past said what that tastes like.
Yeah, if I had an opportunity, I'd taste some manatee.
Well, I don't know that. I don't think I would now.
Why?
Well, because I would feel bad.
You're saying it on the radio. But if you weren't on the radio,
where would I be? You'd have to create a scenario that I'm not going to go over to I'm not going to be out somewhere and some crackhead's going to just have yoked out a manatee from a canal and just starts cutting it up. I would have to be at somebody invites me to a Native American ceremony where we're out in the Everglades and I'm amongst a legitimate tribe that has been grandfathered in that they can harvest a manatee. I'd have to be a very specific above board scenario for me to eat one, but I'm not going to eat one.
You're telling me right now, if Dustin, for some reason,
dude, Dustin would never harvest a manatee. For some
reason, he got his hands on some manatee and he knows how to cook manatee, and he gave you a little piece on the weekend. He was like, "You want to try some of this manatee? Don't tell nobody. We're gonna just keep this between us." You wouldn't pop one of those little manatee meats in your mouth.
A little manatee nugget?
Yeah, probably melts in there.
That's the thing. They're so fat that it probably is it's like the ribeye of the sea.
Yeah.
It just probably is just, but
I think that's why it's so endangered, because they know how much we'll love it. And they are endangered because the Native Americans went off. They knew what they were doing.
They just went in so much. It was such a delicious delicacy that they just couldn't stop eating them.
They're going to be like, we're going to have to mass produce manatees? How's that going to work? We got to get them to mate and... No, it's not going to work.
That's the other thing too. We're making bringing back the woolly mammoth, and we can't straighten things out with the manatee.
Yeah.
No, this has.
You're trying some though.
I don't feel comfortable saying yes publicly. Wait, what is this? This can't be real. I was looking for something. About who's eating manatees, and the first story that came up that said manatee steaks finally. But this has to be fake. This has to be fake.
It probably just put you on a watch list.
Why don't animals eat manatees? Oh, interesting. Manatees lack natural predators. How crazy is that? They're as endangered as they are, and they lack natural predators, including alligators and sharks, due to their size, thick skin, and ability to swim quickly.
What?
I've never seen a damn manatee swim quickly my whole life.
You've never heard someone say, "I'm like a manatee in the water." The way I dart through that bad boy.
You better see me. You better see me. I'm cruising through that water like a manatee. Eating manatees. Man, I can't seem to find. Are manatees good eating?
Soak that bad boy in some good butter.
Oh,
and
yes.
Stuff when you're.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay.
Sear it.
Manatees. Oh, a Pittsburgh rare manatee steak. Yes, manatees are edible and historically were a food source for some cultures. The Seminole tribe and other people in Florida used to hunt manatees for the meat and other byproducts like hides, bones, and oil. Some also report that manatee meat is similar in texture to pork and beef. Dude, you know the other one?
We're far off.
You know the other one that's endangered and protected that is legitimately, from what I understand, delicious, and I think they can hunt them in Texas, is the sand crane. You know those? You know what I'm talking about?
Not
the
off
the sandhill crane. They're the ones that and those. That's really sad because those mate for life. So if you kill one, then you've like ruined another one's life. So you got to kill the whole family and eat them all. So it's actually like a red meat. I jokingly said the ribeye of the sea. They actually call the sandhill crane the ribeye of the sky because it is a red meat. Same as ostrich. Ostrich is a red meat.
Ostrich I would try.
Yeah.
Sand crane, I'd probably not a lot of birds I would shy away from. Is that weird?
No.
I just feel like it's kind of
like
hard
a bird's
to get
a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like would you eat
chicken?
Would you eat
duck?
Tweety Pablo? If it came down to it?
I would eat his kind, not him specifically.
Yeah. I would eat it. That's going to make me pay for this story, but this story is maybe not. This is from the Tampa Bay Times, 1995. In Brazil, endangered manatees end up as lunch. Harmless, hapless, and hunted. This gentle mammal was one of the most threatened animals in the 4.7 million square mile Amazon basin. Yet, unlike Florida manatee, the Amazon species is only rarely struck. It is hunted by natives and commercial fishermen. It only has one predator, and it's man.
Oh, wow. That's dark.
I'm looking. I mean, I know it's morbid, but I'm looking to find out if I can see like how they're preparing this thing.
Oh, I think you say how to get to Brazil.
Do like a manatee manicotti, like put it inside of a like a pasta shell.
Yeah.
Maybe like a
pasta stuffed manatee.
Manatee meatloaf.
Manatee meatloaf.
I mean, you could even mix it with some pork or something, just to give it a little friendly, familiar flavor.
Ooh, a manatee breakfast sandwich.
This is going to be the thing that actually gets us fired. Setting show, you're on the air.
Hey, fellas. I was just going to say manatee is delicious, and it's not quite as good as bald eagle, but very, very tasty.
You haven't? No. Okay. Yeah.
I was with him until he said the bald eagle.
He had the voice of a man who was eating a manatee or a time or two, but once you've gone into that, I can't believe you. Setting show, you're live. Hello.
Would you rather, if you had the opportunity, taste a very endangered species or human?
Oh, Jesus.
You're telling me you wouldn't try human meat?
I would try human meat.
You would?
I would, yeah.
I think you would.
Yeah, I would.
You seem like the type that's not like you're looking out for, but like if someone's like, gotta be honest.
But what's the best human to eat? Like, would you rather it'd have to be the same type of scenario that
Latino.
Oh yeah, a little something extra. Yeah. But the thing is, it would have to be a similar situation that I made up for the manatee, where I'm like embedded with a tribe. I'd have to be with some like Aborigines, cannibal people, and then they'd have to provide me the meat and prepare it the way that they normally eat it, and I'd have my beverage out of a human skull. Like, I want the full blown cannibal experience.
I feel like if that's the experience, then you're probably just eating whoever you came with. Like they're feeding you like Danielle? You're eating Danielle?
Why
not in the good way?
I think I would know that. I would know.
Hey, you know how your baby tastes? I get it.
No,
hey, wank.
No, I would know if my wife was missing and they harvested her for meat. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I feel you. I'm going to take this phone call real quick, and then we're going to give you $1,000. Everybody but you know who. Sending show, you're on the air.
That guy was way off the mark with the bald eagle comment. Inappropriate. Besides, it tastes more like Florida Panther.
You're sick. You guys are just absolutely sick.
I'd eat a Florida panther.
Oh, dude, that's the one I would not eat, dude. I think.
Why, you think it's just so tough?
Well, first of all, eating feline and predators, I'm not super interested in. Like something about eating predators, I'm not about.
That's not cooler to you. Like I ate a lion today.
No.
How'd it taste? Crap, but I ate a lion.
No, no, I wouldn't eat a panther. I would eat a manatee and a human before I'd eat a panther.
Yeah, I was thinking as soon as you said it, I go, but he said he would eat a human.
The power rankings are manatee, human, panther.
Okay.
Wait, in this order: sandhill crane, manatee, human, Florida panther.
Okay, top 3. That's good.
But it'd have to be, again, it's got to be prepared in a tasteful way. I don't want to know that somebody was just murdered for their meat. But then again, if somebody dies of old age, is that meat going to be? Is that going to be like an aged cut, or is that going to be like it's spoiled?
Does age make a difference? And is it kind of like with certain animals? It's like, oh well, they've only been fed grass. It's grass-fed beef. Or...
What if you like were able to harvest it like from a person who wanted you to do it? Like this person's dream was, I want someone to eat me. So then you ever see how they do what's that called? Almost like a prosciutto, where they have that real thin little knife and they cut you off the super thin slices.
Yeah,
What if you could just do that a little off the calf?
Oh.
Someone would still be alive
on a nice cracker.
But then you can still get an essence of Of the
it's like a charcuterie board.
Exactly.
They slice it up nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you understand.
We're in.
This hour's key word is heat. Head to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter heat before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and the $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours. HEAT. Go get that money. Sending show, you're on the air.
I heard Ron DeSantis had fried manatee at the last Republican convention.
Dude, he wouldn't do Ronnie D for all of the things. I don't think I think he kind of cares about the environment a little bit.
Yeah, especially Floridian.
A little bit. Just a smidge. Sending show, you're on the air.
So I wanted to weigh in on like the grossest things that ever happened, like the homeless people and stuff. I was at Wawa in Florida one time, and this homeless man was getting kicked out by the Wawa employees. And I'm sitting there eating lunch facing the building, and he just throws his hands up, was like, all right, cool. Went to the side of the building and started taking a dump on the side.
Okay, thank you.
Did he say I want to chime in on the grossest thing?
That a homeless person's done? Did we do that?
I didn't know that was the
Did we do that? Did we do call now with the grossest thing you've seen a homeless person do?
That's our new thing. New segment.
New segment every Wednesday at 2:00. Call with the grossest thing you've seen a homeless person do. Dude, you guys were towing the line with me today. I was coming in, dude. The fecal commentary.
Oh, what do you mean, you guys?
It was more Monica.
Yeah,
and honestly, I was so disgusted by it. I couldn't even bring it up to Monica to her face.
Yeah.
Like the terms and phrases that she was using were making me physically ill. Thank God I had already eaten my 2 cheeseburgers, because it was I was having a tough time stomaching some of the phrases that Monica was so comfortable throwing out.
Between the terms and the Asian family that was enjoying their checkers, how did you ever get through lunch today?
I have no idea. Maybe that was the universe. Maybe that was the universe telling me to cut back on the fast food.
A little less McDonald's, a little more manatee in your life.
Something. Oh, why are all these sending show? Sending show, you're on the air.
Hey, guys. I was calling in about the eating humans conversation we were having.
Yeah, what do you think?
We were, so I was working at this restaurant in Colorado one day, and we were sitting there having our terrible line cook conversation. If you're eating a human, shouldn't you be, like, if you're eating a Mexican guy, shouldn't he be made into a Mexican dish? An Italian guy into an Italian dish?
I mean, I think that would be respecting their wishes. Yes, I think you're on. You're on to something there, maybe just a little bit.
Dizzy poutined.
But then what do you? But then what is that? Does that mean that you've been like ground up into a gravy?
Yeah, actually no. Then it would be Dizzy's. I'd be in a roti.
Oh, that would be nice, dude. Some little just chunks of like little chickpea, little potato, little Dizzy nugs.
Yeah,
dude, I'd absolutely. I'd snack on your poutine.
What would you be?
I'd probably be. I'd like to be served. Let me think about this. I don't really have anything like that's connected to my heritage per se. I don't think so. I think
feel like you need a hearty meal.
Yeah, but
to be with you.
Yeah, like almost like a shepherd's pie.
Oh,
yeah.
Setting shepherd pie.
But my initial reaction was in a taco. Like a very basic
Makes sense,
taco. I would like just a little bit of my flesh char grilled with a nice seasoning. And then a very basic taco. I don't want a bunch of things covering up the flavor. Just a little bit of cilantro and onion, a couple dashes of hot sauce if you need it. And I would like you to be able to, properly enjoy the flavor of my body.
Yes, have that that profile and the flavor just really smack it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you nailed it. Don't go anywhere. We come back. Diz sent me this story, and I had seen the headline a couple times, and I didn't know how insane it actually was. Deion Sanders says he's never done this thing that I believe every adult over the age of 18 has done. I think he's lying. But if you have not done the same, it might win you a prize. Don't go anywhere. More Setting Show on the way.
And a leaf on the family tree tonight.
I love telling you about my good friends at Reese Windows, your trusted source for hurricane impact windows. Protect your home from the next storm with affordable, energy-efficient windows that come with a double lifetime warranty. What does that mean for you, you might ask? That means if you sell your home, the warranty transfers with it, increasing your home's value. Reese installs most windows in just 6 to 8 weeks. Are you ready to make the smart choice? We'll get a free quote and register to win $15,000 in free windows by texting TRUST to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129. For over 50 years, Reese Windows has been here for you.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. The Bone Bonus is back. The Bone is giving you $1,000 5 times a day, every weekday. Listen to The Bone for your chance to win $1,000 at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 5 p.m. every weekday. Need some extra cash to help pitch in to buy Greenland? The Bone has you covered. It's the Bone Bonus, hooking you up with cash every single weekday. Presented to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. The Bone Bonus is back. 102.5 The Bone, real, raw radio.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
John Setting here for the Cava Social Club in downtown Bradenton, an absolute gem. If you're looking for the ultimate night out, look no further than Wednesday karaoke night. Trust me when I say it is the best karaoke experience around, featuring an amazing sound and lighting system that's going to make you feel like a superstar. Even if you don't hit all those notes, you're going to look fantastic on that big, beautiful stage. It's all about having fun, and the energy is absolutely contagious. All participants are invited on stage together for group sing-alongs. It's the perfect way to get everyone involved, and anyone who knows me knows my love for the 90s. So their 90s at 9 is my favorite hour of music, and it always delivers. But that's not all. Cava Social Club is the freshest Cava and Kratom teas to keep your vibes high while you sing your little heart out. So why wait? Join me for one of the liveliest events and an unforgettable time. Check them out at cavasocialclub.com and on all social media at Cava Social Club for all the latest updates. And I'll see you there. Boola, baby!
Spring into savings at Crown Kia because it's all about location.
location, location, location.
And Abby, it's all about selection, selection, selection. We have a sea of new Kias out there.
Over 400 new Kias available to choose from. Hurry in to shop our huge selection of no tariff inventory and save on a new Kia. Drive for only $219 a month.
Plus, no market adjustment or dealer installed options.
Crown Kia, the better way to buy.
And service.
CrownKia.com. For lease information and more details, call 1-800-371-0942.
So how do we create value? This is Greg Trzynski from the Original Mattress Factory. Value comes from having complete control over our product quality. From design to manufacturing to delivery, everything is handled in-house by our trained professionals. This approach allows us to maintain strict quality standards and respond quickly to customer needs. We believe true value is created when a company takes full responsibility for its products. When you choose OMF, you're getting a mattress built with care and attention at every step. OriginalMattress.com.
If you're doing your spring cleaning and you see that your windows and patio doors lack pizzazz, do something about it. Renewal by Andersen of Tampa and Sarasota have a 1-month only sale where you can save $300 off all windows and $825 off patio doors, plus no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Renewal by Andersen, superior products, exceptional service. RBAFLA.com. License number CGC 1527613.
If Heineken Silver was a 60-second radio ad, it'd tell you all the stuff you need to know in only 30 seconds to keep things light and refreshing. Seriously, time me. Heineken Silver, a world-class light beer that's surprisingly crisp and refreshing. Made with only premium quality ingredients and just 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories. All without compromising on taste. Heineken Silver. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. Whew. 30 seconds. That's it. Done. Peace.
Integrity, respect, results. Farrah and Farrah, expect more. Tampa.
Minis and Kitties is coming to Mini of Tampa Bay Saturday, April 26th. Enjoy free refreshments, cuddle adorable kittens, and even adopt a furry friend from our Humane Society of Pinellas County Kitten Adoption Zone. It's going to be the perfect Saturday. Go to minioftampabay.com for details.
If you're the victim of a car crash, take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
Stingray Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Steve Hurley, owner of Stingray Chevrolet. There's no doubt if you listen to the news that the economic landscape is in a constant state of change. And with the uncertainty surrounding the automotive industry, many people are heading to the used car lots. Listen, there are plenty of good reasons to buy a pre-owned vehicle, and chief among them is avoiding the dreaded D word, depreciation. Here at Stingray, we constantly stock 200 high-quality pre-owned vehicles with a great selection of certified pre-owned Chevys, like a 2022 certified pre-owned Chevy Trax for just $17,600. And since saving money is on the top of everyone's mind, remember that Stingray Chevy on I-4 has no dealer fee on any pre-owned vehicle, and that automatically saves you $1,000 to $1,500. StingrayChevrolet.com, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4, exit 22, Plant City. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Stingray Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle raves USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. April 29th through May 4th at Straz Center. Get your tickets yesterday at strazcenter.org.
Avoid the stress of preparing to sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home fast and for maximum value. Hey, it's JP, and don't worry about showings, open houses, or costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market. You'll receive an all-cash offer and close within days. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast with their guaranteed cash offer. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Sitting in traffic because of an auto accident is frustrating. We should remember, though, that the person in that accident ahead, their life has changed forever. And we may be thankful it isn't us. But if it ever is, call 1-800-BURNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. and 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show with your host, John Senning.
I think I played this one for you. This is some old school Jelly. This is back before Jelly sold his soul to the Illuminati.
This is Jelly Roll?
This is Jelly Roll, yeah.
How, like, what year?
This album was 2013.
Oh, my. He's been around that long?
Oh, dude, yeah. He somehow has been able to almost cover up his past. Not that he lies about it or doesn't talk about it, but he was like a juggalo, dude. He was on tour with ICP like many a times. He's done the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Really?
He was like a straightforward, like some of his old raps are insane.
And now he's like a pop singer.
He's a country pop superstar that does everything everywhere and is a man of God. And you know, I'm not hating on him. I'm still a fan. But the old Jelly was something else. Hold on, now I got to get you to a good Jelly verse here so you can hear the man spit a little bit. Oh, yeah, here we go.
9 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, I'm running late. To tell the boss when I'm on my way. I can't get fired today. Man, I'm broke, I'm up. Only got a couple dollars, but I'm hungry, I'm hungover. Guess I'll go right to McDonald's. And the line so long that it pissed me off a little. I want a McGriddle with some sausage in the middle. I pull out of the drive-thru, I don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
Turn this pistol.
I love that he added McDonald's.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Then I drive to the park. I see a dog bark.
That's
I
the
eat
thing.
my photo exclusion.
Dude, this is, you know,
Now, never take out the trash, but the way I feel today, you can kiss my ass. Power.
I can really relate to the lyrics. I don't take out my trash either because I'm paying a neighborhood child to do it.
Oh, we did see the trash parents.
Yeah, we
that
did.
Sounded weird. The parents of the kids who help with the trash.
Yeah, they came out to Wild Fork. And while we're talking about it, Wild Fork, what a great time we had out there. I know Dizzy stocked up on some crab legs, some skirt steak. I got tons of meat for the weekend festivities. They really have everything you're looking for when it comes to seasonings, sides, desserts, and obviously the main event, every cut of meat you can imagine, from Wagyu cuts to whole pigs, rabbit, yak, bison, and everything else you could possibly think of, all under one roof. I love getting it delivered. If you become a member at wildforkfoods.com, you pay $2.90 a month, and that covers all of your deliveries. Free delivery if you do that. You can also order it and just go right in and pick it up, or just go for a shopping spree, because sometimes you got to get in there and get your hands on the product to know everything that's going on. Check them out today, would you, at wildforkfoods.com. You like it, don't you, dog?
He's no Paul Wall, but I like it.
So,
this guy, whoever this guy is.
This guy, oh man, this is Twisted, dude. This is good stuff.
Twisted.
Dude, you're not a juggalo, dude.
Oh.
Dude, juggalo wouldn't, if you ain't no juggalo, you wouldn't understand. Woo woo. Man, the thing is, Deion Sanders, I think he's a cool dude. Like, I think he is obviously a leader of men. He's become a great coach. He's an interesting figure. He also got like part of his foot removed or something not that long ago. And I can't conjure up a reason why he would lie about this. Like, it's just an interesting thing to lie about. He was on some sort of talk show that seems to be predominantly women. And let me just play the audio for you, and then we'll see if there's any way in hell this is true.
What do you think? Like that? I don't do that.
You just do the top 10?
No, I don't do that.
What be in your head, since you don't watch it? What be in your head when you pleasure yourself?
I don't pleasure myself. I've never in my life pleasured
In your life.
Never in my life.
Oh,
God is my witness.
I'm so confused. I'm trying to figure out to strike you down. You got to strike you down.
Hey, I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you the truth.
Why do I really believe them?
Okay, now see, my next statement gonna sound arrogant.
What is it?
I never had.
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
to.
You have it.
No.
I gotta be honest.
Honest to God, I've never done that.
I don't believe it.
What am I gonna look like touching me?
Is he so full of machismo that he somehow thinks that if he was handling himself, that's gay or something? Is that where you were headed with it?
No, I thought because he likes to be, so religious in a sense, like, and he's like, I'm following the laws of the Bible said, don't do that, don't touch yourself, so I'm following myself.
Yeah, maybe,
I don't believe it, though.
but he's also lived a life where he wasn't always, you know what I mean? Like, there's been a lot of life that he's lived before he was the Deion Sanders of today. I mean, in the heyday of prime time and the character that he was, I think to say as a grown man, how old is he? Do you know?
60.
I mean, that is
57.
The thing is that it's such an unbelievable thing to say. And maybe just through my warped, perverted mind, I can't understand or fathom how that would be. Yeah. So 57 years old, Deion Sanders claims he has never pleasured himself.
I don't believe that.
There's no.
This man can play on offense or defense, but he's never pleasured himself.
Do you think there is one person right now over the age of 20 that has never pleasured themselves? Like, the thing is that even if you say, I don't do that anymore, I haven't done that in years. Like it's such a pivotal point in a young person's life to try and when you figure out like what the hell's even going on.
Exactly.
Like it almost feels, I think at some point it's biological. Like it's just a human being. It's a living being figuring out what's going on and how it all works. But it's also just a weird thing. It's a weird thing for Deion Sanders to feel like he needs to lie about, unless he just wanted to feel like that much of a pimp in front of those ladies to be able to say, I've never needed to. Because, I mean, that to me, those are two different.
Yeah.
I think there are men out there who are poon hounds who get whatever they want whenever they want, and they're still, clearing out the chamber at night when they go home or whatever it may be. To say, I have never pleasured myself. If you fall into the same category as Deion Sanders, I would love to hear from you. 1-800-771-1025. I mean, even if he said it had been 15 years, I wouldn't believe him. Even if he said it had been 10 years, I wouldn't have believed him.
I don't believe him at all.
But
I know I like.
But why lie?
If he was, it's gonna sound weird. If Deion Sanders was a high school kid saying he's never done that, I would believe it because you're more like, man, I don't do that. Yeah, I only get girls. I don't need.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of that vibe in it. But also he seems like this is a traveled man. This is a man who's done it all and been everywhere. Like, he doesn't need to lie to look cool. He's Deion freaking Sanders. Like, he's the man.
You're telling me one time on the road,
in 57 years,
in all this time, you're on the road for an away game. You're at the hotel, lights off at 9 or 10, and you can't get none, but you're like, but I need to clear my head some way, somehow, or just get this out.
Release the demon.
Release the demon. Yeah. You're not going to release the demon? I don't believe it.
Setting show, you're on the air.
I'm 57, and I just did it last week.
For the first time?
No, I do it all the time.
Well,
it's like I did it before I called.
I was going to say, just last, like, to me, that's even crazy. So you've now gone a week?
I'm due sometime this week.
Once are you have a woman in your life as well? Is there lovemaking in between that?
Yeah, I have a wife, but it is what it is.
But she got to go to work some days.
That's not. How's the frequency working out there these days, bud?
Could be better.
Once a month. Oh no!
I don't want to put her. It could be better.
It could. So it's obviously less than once a month. Are we talking quarterly?
She's been having issues, man.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll give you a pass. Well, we'll go and fire one off, my friend. A week's too long. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yes. Vroom vroom.
Yeah, I mean,
get it done fast.
I'm not. I don't think I'm a savage or anything, but I would say a week feels a little long. I mean, 57 years old. I guess you're still glad that the thing's working, but a week is. If Deion Sanders said I hadn't done it in 2 weeks, I wouldn't believe him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm forcing Deion Sanders.
Wait, time out. Are you talking about when you say a week's too long for you yourself or as a team?
I'm speaking modern day. I'm speaking for what I would believe for most men.
Alone. Or do you mean just...
I mean...
Because I'm confused. Do you say a week's too long until there's sex, or a week's too long until you release the demon yourself?
Honestly, both.
Okay.
I mean, truthfully, I think both. I think, I wouldn't believe it if it was just the self-pleasure. I would still say I wouldn't believe it, and that would feel like it would be too long.
Okay.
Are we on similar? If I'm wrong here, if I'm the deviant, please let me know.
No, I was just making sure that that's what you were saying. That wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'd be just cranking this thing down even.
Well, yeah, that is what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. So yes, we are on very different pages. I do apologize. I mean, okay. I guess I'm the problem.
You a shower guy?
No.
Oh, so it's just like she's in another room, busy.
Yeah.
Or here's my question: she in the house at all?
It's not out of the question
because this brings up an interesting topic. I way back on the podcast when I had the girl in the thing,
Lazy Ass Podcast.
Thank you.
Download it, subscribe.
She brought up a point where she was mad that her man was doing something in another room and didn't tell her.
Yeah,
it was like that seems like not cheating, but she's like, but disrespectful.
Oh no,
disrespectful.
No. Now I will tell you this: we've never had that conversation. Like I'm not announcing like, hey, I'm about to do this. But I also, I have a pretty good read on when and how a full-blown experience is going to take place, and if that doesn't feel like it's on the table, then I've got no problem
releasing the demon.
Exactly. So
okay. Yeah.
Now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. Now all of a sudden I'm the semen demon over here. Sending show. Who's this?
Hey, I pleasure myself to your voice every day, John. I'm doing it right now. All I see is a big beard. A big fluffy beard with lips moving, talking to me. Yeah.
Hey, follow us on Facebook. Bone is live right now.
Yeah, if you want to see what's getting this guy his nut, all you got to do is check us out on the Bone Facebook page, Bone Online.
Yeah, grab your bone and go visit the Bone Online.
That's good. That's a nice. That's a new tagline. Sending show. You're on the air.
Yeah, I was nearly caught last night doing it because my fiance is on her time of the month, and I tripped over my own pants. And I blamed that I was stopping the dog from chewing up the curtains.
How long have you been married? You sound like an older gentleman.
Well, I'm not married yet. I'm engaged.
Oh, okay,
And
okay. So
he's on the time of the month, and when I was almost caught,
you couldn't get a pleasure pass for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't catch me. I blamed it on the dog.
What would happen? What would happen if you got caught? The way that you're saying it, it's
It would. She would be a little upset. I'm not gonna lie. She would be a little upset.
You say the dogs got to the curtains?
See
that old trick?
Yeah, I tried to jump up out of the bed and I tripped over my pants.
Dude, that is.
And she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "The dog's chewing up the curtain."
And then was she like, "Why do you have an erection because of it?"
She didn't see that. I was face down.
Sorry to hear.
And I guess she didn't pay no mind.
Dude,
but,
you got to leave this lady. I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong, but if your lady finding you doing that would be a problem, I don't think that's good. Would you be in trouble?
No, I agree with you.
Would you be in trouble?
I agree with you 100%. No, I would not be in trouble. I'd be more in trouble that she was like, "Why didn't you call me?" You know?
Be like, "Why'd you let mama handle that?"
Yeah,
You know, I'm looking for that birthday D, baby.
Yeah,
lay it on me. By the way, this guy, that guy, in his explanation on what happened, reminded me of this. I know you've heard this audio before.
Around the internet.
Oh my gosh. Okay, listen.
No,
I know
Have you heard this?
Searching around the Mom.
We got caught?
I was searching around the internet, and all of a sudden, I was downloading this thing, and I got a computer virus.
I want to see it. Show me what you were downloading.
I randomly. I deleted the virus.
I deleted the virus.
Mom. I had a computer virus, and I got scared that I had the virus. And when I was getting out of my chair, my pants were slipping, and I was pulling them up and getting back on the chair.
It's improv.
I got scared, and my pants slipped down a little, and I was pulling them up.
Okay.
Mom, I'm telling the truth.
The amount of hard drives I crashed as a kid.
Serious.
Dude, how we made it work back in the day with one family, mainframe computer is beyond me. But yeah, those computers were all just ruined in no time. Like just the amount of between downloading illegal music and looking at illegal dial-up porn, many of household computers were just turned to toast.
My parents adapted this new trick, and my sister adopted it as well. We had just my parents' house, one room, one bonus room. You just go up the stairs, you're in the room, no door. I got caught because the computer was up there, and it came to the fact where my dad would be like, "We're just gonna flick the lights, and you gotta look, and then tell us."
Oh, really? So you had like
they didn't say it was for that, but it was definitely for that.
What else could it be for?
It was 100% for that.
Oh, damn!
It was like I had headphones on. Or
oh man!
Like, hey, you good?
So you had your own little whoop-off den when you were a kid, and they gave you the courtesy of a 1-2 on the light switch.
Yeah, they didn't want to get caught.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys were just a lot of horny people in that house. Between you catching your parents and them having to put the special panel up to block out their sex sessions and you getting the light switch heads up, dude, you guys had a good sexual, sex positive home.
Yeah, just don't interrupt anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let everybody do their own thing.
The hardest part for me now, and I haven't done it in forever, recently, Demon, because there's kids.
That is messed up.
So
you got to get rid of those kids, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
that changes everything. I don't know that I would be able to. I'd have to go to the park when I get my Mickey D's and just bust one out there. That's a whole other set of circumstances. You find yourself in prison. But with specifically with young girls in the house, I don't know how you would ever feel. You would feel safe. I mean, outside of the shower, I don't know how you'd ever
even in the shower. Because one time I was like, just bring my phone in the shower, find some stuff. Don't have headphones on. Taking a shower. You can hear them giggling in the other room.
No. Oh,
Nothing's coming from the good of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing is coming. You're right. Yeah. Sending show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, guys? You guys kill it every afternoon.
Appreciate you, brother. What's up?
I just wanted to say I honestly forgot why I called because that caller a minute ago about the curtains and getting caught. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Was that your dad?
Okay. No. He had said, Dizzy asked how come she didn't see his erection, and he said, well, I was face down. And I don't know how you accomplish that act face down on a bed.
People got different ways.
Yeah.
Some people like to strangle themselves.
I was just stunned.
Don't act like you've never grinded into the bed a couple times, buddy, okay? Let's not act like you're morally superior, like you haven't, bent it up a time or two. Sending show, you're on the air.
Hey, John.
What's up?
It's busy. That guy had me laughing. I'm up here in Michigan, and we had an employee started with us at 18, and he said every time he got the urge, he would do push-ups. So he never did it, and he worked with us for about 2 years. Still hasn't done it.
You believe him? Do you believe him? I mean,
he was super religious, and
how jacked is this guy?
We work in the. No, he's a super skinny kid, but we're a bunch of we work in the sewer industry, and so we're a bunch of dirty guys, and I don't know how I think that's why he ended up quitting. But he said he would do push-ups every time he got the urge.
Man,
I've never finished push-ups. I'm like, I need smoke now.
Whatever it takes. Oh, I wanted to ask him where in Michigan he was, but I hung up on him. 727, what's up?
How you doing? Love you guys.
Love you more.
I've been with my wife since 2013, and I have not done it since.
Really?
2013?
Dude,
yeah.
Wow. So 12 years. 12 years since you've since you've pleasured yourself. Damn. Do you get the do you even get the do you get and that's what it is? Is that your theory? You're saving it for her? Are there times where you feel like you want to?
I mean, there's been times, but I literally just come to her and not tell her, and she'll be like, "All right, let's go."
So it's you just do that. You'll just if you get an urge, you just be like, "Hey, baby, daddy needs one."
That's it.
Man, don't you miss it? Isn't there something about that bond that you form with yourself?
I honestly don't. I had 20 some odd years to myself with it, so I'm good.
You should ask him how it feels. You guys haven't seen each other that long. He might miss the bond.
I'll give him a shout tonight.
Yeah. Give him a little dap up. See what he says.
That's a long time, dude.
I couldn't do it.
That's a long. I don't think I could. I mean, even if, and I mean, maybe it's just that type of thing where you're just like, hey, that as soon as that thought enters your mind, but I don't know. I don't think I can.
I know you definitely couldn't because you were doing it with your boys. You guys had sessions.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, when you start that whole era of your life with a tent party with the homies, like there's really nothing that can stop you.
You were with the homies who were like, let's just measure each other's all together right now, right?
We never measured all together, but I'm not alone in that, by the way.
What?
You've made that seem like something that is like terribly bizarre.
Okay.
I guarantee that there is a large portion of young boys.
No.
Yes.
No. The same way Monica names her car and talks to it.
Now
she's not the only one.
She's not the only
one.
That's a crazy comparison to try and draw.
She's not the only one.
That's
but she's not in the majority.
I didn't say I was in the majority. I'm just saying this was young boys discovering themselves, not some sort of homoerotic sex party like you're trying to make it turn out to be.
It's not that much different.
It is absolutely. There's no contact between us. There's nothing. It's nothing like that, man.
So you would sit in a room with some guys now and do it?
No, because I don't have to. I mean, that was all we had.
Yeah, because you were just horned up boys.
Exactly. I mean, you're pretty much making my case with your own argument.
It's weird.
It's not that weird, dude. You're Canadian. You wouldn't understand. You wouldn't understand the mind of a real American.
Glad me and Ian didn't have to deal with those.
Oh, dude, Ian has tugged it with the boys.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Because he's a real man.
You think that's what dictates being
Ian
a real
Beckles,
man?
I know you're always out there, and I know you don't really share things like this, but just shoot me a Y in a text message if you've tugged it with the boys.
Yes, thumbs up, thumbs down. That's all we need in a text.
By the way, I shared on my ex at the John Senning a screenshot of the back and forth with the psychopath Scott Nail. Go check it out. People seem to be entertained by it.
He DM'd me on IG. I didn't notice till after the show.
Oh, God. Just mad?
Yeah, just mad. I didn't care to read it.
Are you frustrated with your current provider? Well, switching to Hawkins Service Co. is going to be simple and it's stress-free. They've been in the game for over 30 years, giving out trusted service. They offer expert HVAC, pool, electrical, and plumbing. One call really, truly does handle it all. Owning a home, I've got a firsthand taste of how tough it is to find people that you trust, let alone finding people in all those different areas and all those different services. So it's great that you've got one company that's doing it right, that handles everything. And right now, in preparation for summer, they got some specials going on. Pool repair, $250 off variable speed pumps, $250 off pool automation systems. You want to get the AC rocking cold? $49 spring tune-up, $1,500 off any complete AC. They did a bunch of electrical stuff for me in my house. $150 off electrical panel replacement, 15% off spring lighting upgrades and energy saving solutions. And also, if it's your first time using them, let them know you heard us talking about them right here on The Bone. 10% off for first-time customers. Make the call. What are you waiting on? Switch to Hawkins, 813-445-8209. Or you can even book an appointment online, hawkinsserviceco.com. Hawkins, one call. And wait, Hawkins. One call handles it all. I got so excited to say, Vroom Vroom Radio coming up next, baby.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. Tell us what you think. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and leave us an open mic. The Open Mic on the free 102.5 The Bone app is sponsored by 1-800-ASK-GARY.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we know most people don't love mattress shopping. In fact, many dread it. And why wouldn't they? Many mattress stores use high-pressure sales techniques like today-only pricing and tout features that don't really offer a benefit. They offer an overwhelming number of options to confuse things even further. At OMF, we do things differently. Our showrooms are easy to navigate, and our sales team actually cares. Our goal is to answer your questions, not pressure you into purchasing. OriginalMattress.com.
And a lot of people, when they come in, they'll say, I'm usually much more active, but since I've been in pain, I've had to limit the activities I'm doing.
You're listening to Janelle, Arch Support Specialist at the Good Feet store.
He came in and he wanted to be able to keep up, play sports with his kids. From there, we figure out which arch supports complement those activities. I fit him with the arch supports, and as I followed up with him, he's messaged me and said, I took my kids to the park today. We're walking, we're exercising, riding the bikes, and those are all things that he wasn't doing before because he was in pain.
For over 25 years, the Good Feet store Store's arch support specialists have been helping folks to live the life they love without foot, knee, hip, or back pain getting in the way.
Our goal is to have that long-term change for them. That's what's most important, is knowing that you leave an impact on someone's life. And I like that.
Try them for yourself. Stop in for a free personalized fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Visit any of our 5 locations throughout Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, and at goodfeet.com.
Stingray Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Steve Hurley, owner of Stingray Chevrolet. With the economic landscape in a constant state of flux, consumers are understandably concerned about how car prices will be affected. While no one has a crystal ball to predict the future, I will say that if you're planning on purchasing a new vehicle in the next year, now would be a good time to pull the trigger. Luckily, our inventory here at Stingray is in great shape with over 700 new and pre-owned vehicles available, including a huge selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs. And since saving money is on the top of everyone's mind, remember that Stingray on I-4 has no dealer fee, and that automatically saves you $1,000 to $1,500. So while other dealers will charge a hefty fee on top of the advertised price of the vehicle, rest assured that you won't pay that here. StingrayChevrolet.com, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4. Exit 22, Plant City. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Stingray Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
The first symptom in 30% of all heart attacks is death. But you don't have to die from this silent killer. Mike Calta for Lifeguard Imaging. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans. The earlier that you detect heart disease, the better your chance to treat it. At Lifeguard Imaging, you can know about heart disease before you have a heart attack. Even with a healthy physical, there could be internal undetected issues. Right now, Lifeguard Imaging is offering a free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. Through their high-accuracy, low-dose CT scans, they're detecting heart disease and hundreds of different forms of cancer early. If something comes back abnormal, you know and you can treat it early. Why would you not take advantage of this offer? I've been scanned, and I have peace of mind knowing that I did it. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to do it. If not for yourself, do it for your loved ones. Visit lifeguardimaging.com today. That's lifeguardimaging.com, or call to speak to somebody at 813-649-5214. It could save you or your loved one's life. Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details and restrictions, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay in Cancun at a luxury resort, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now at 800-417-6411. That's 800-417-6411. You may also be eligible for an exciting bonus vacation in Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your stay for up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation in Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-417-6411. Again, call 800-417-6411 and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest or sweepstakes. It is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and is not sponsored by or affiliated with this station or program.
Have you ever taken your family to dinner and been shocked at how expensive the bill was? Or gone to the doctor and been surprised by a large bill that was sent to you later in the mail? There is over $22 trillion in U.S. tax-deferred retirement accounts like the IRA and 401k. So do you know how much you will owe in taxes on those accounts in the future? Hi, I'm Rebecca Walser, principal of Walser Wealth Management and a tax attorney. And right now I want you to think about how much you've saved in your own deferred retirement accounts, whether it's $250,000 or more. Guess what? That is not all of your money. You will have to pay those taxes in retirement as you withdraw it when you have no income. At Walser Wealth, we created a retirement tax bill calculator to show you what you will pay in future taxes on your accounts, and it's free for you to use. Go to mytaxtest.com. Knowledge is only power when it's followed by action. Knowing your future taxes, we can show you strategies that might help you lower them and lower your tax burden overall in the future. For now, use our free tax calculator, mytaxtest.com, mytaxtest.com.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start May 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Old Salt 32nd Annual Spring King of the Beach Tournament and Festival is April 24th through the 26th. King of the Beach is the premier spring fishing tourney. Fish big money. Get all the details at oldsaltfishing.org.
If you're hurt, accept no substitute. Call Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
And now, back to Senning Show with your host, John Senning.
Senning Show. I'm John Senning. He's Dizzy. Hit us up on social media at the John Senning, at Dizzy for Mayor. Make sure you check out Dizzy's podcast, Lazy Ass Podcast. Subscribe to it, like it, listen to it. This is truly one of the most exciting weekends in NASCAR. Of course, you know you can hear all the races right here on the Bone. But Talladega, baby, a super speedway where there's a little extra vroom vroom. I don't know if I was jealous or mad or sad, but our boss, our big boss here in the building, Jason Meter, we've never discussed NASCAR before. I didn't really know that he was a fan. And I was passing him in the parking lot last night and asked him something about this weekend. He goes, "No, I'm going to Talladega." Dude, little did I know we got a vroom vroomer running this whole damn building here.
Yeah, vroom vroom boss. I don't know what a NASCAR fan looks like. I just never thought it would be Jason Meter.
I think they look like an interesting thing about me getting more into NASCAR and talking about NASCAR even a little bit. It has been astonishing to me the amount of people that seemingly are into NASCAR.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be too shocking when you look at how big these tracks are and how many people are in the stands and how much longevity NASCAR has had to just be around forever. But Talladega, I will say this, even I think for the non-race car fan, with it being, I believe, the fastest track in NASCAR, they often get piled up 4 wide for long periods of time. And there's always we call it the big one. That's what we call it in the NASCAR community. There's always usually a couple giant crashes where everybody gets tangled up. My guy, William Byron, number 24, he won at Daytona, another super speedway, and I'm calling it now. I think William Byron gets the win this Sunday, and I'm looking forward to kicking back and enjoying a little vroom vroom. Another exciting thing. So you know how when I first started talking about this era of my NASCAR fandom, we watched that show on Netflix, Full Speed. That was kind of what got us into it. They just announced it's coming out for a second season. May 7th, they're doing a Full Speed season 2. Which is, I think, just a great way to get into it because you realize these guys actually have lives and there's a little bit more to the story going on.
I'm sure they were on the fence about it until Vroom Vroom Radio hit the airwaves.
I didn't want to say it, Diz, and I appreciate you mentioning it. Yeah, they filmed it, and I didn't want to say it, but they did film it, and they scrapped it. So it was just laying on the cutting room floor. They didn't think that season 2 was going to happen. And then I know a couple execs at Netflix, and they did hit me up and say that with the popularity of Vroom Vroom Radio that they were going to bring it back. And thanks for mentioning it. I didn't want to have to do it myself, but I
Hey.
appreciate you doing it.
May 7th, make sure you're watching some Vroom Vroom TV.
Full speed, baby.
Full speed, baby. Oh, listen to that muscle.
Dude, one day though,
She's really purring. That's what we say in the
that
business.
is what we say. They say that Talladega is just the most insane experience to go to. Like, because everybody there's such an event that takes place in the infield. People just go completely crazy. Like, it is a wild, wild party. I saw that they do vibrator racing on the like. I've heard that it is not really child friendly, and other people have told me like it's not like don't bring your wife, don't bring your girlfriend because there's just like savage men in the infield that are just raging and partying. A lot of I think there's a fair amount of wet t-shirt contest, and it's a real throwback vibe on the infield at Talladega, and definitely a bucket list event that I want to. I'm curious I wonder if Jason like takes his family.
After what you just said, I would hope not.
Yeah, I wonder what are the chances that our big boss would answer the phone if I called him. You think he would?
Maybe. I don't even have his number, so.
All right, hold on.
This will be interesting.
Let's see.
I didn't know he just gave those things away.
Well, it took a few years, but he's probably here. But we're gonna call him. This is the man who runs the whole building here.
Oh, you think he's here today?
I think he was here. Yeah. Let's find out. No way he answers.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, dude, sent to voicemail.
He saw the
even.
1025. He goes, what am I?
Sent to voicemail.
What am I?
Oh, that hurts, man. That really, really hurts.
Think you have a vroom vroom bro in the room.
That's
in
the
building
thing. It's I really
do that
thought
to
we
you.
were gonna. I thought we were gonna bond over this. Hold on.
Oh, from the personal now.
Well, I'm hoping that he's
He
just
sent
not
you
in.
twice?
Well, this one he's gonna know it's me too. So. Oh, dude, that one.
Now give me the number. I'll call him.
Yeah. Oh, damn. That was a real reality check for me. I was like, well, clearly he doesn't know it's me. That's why he's not answering. Little did I know that when he found out it was me, it went to voicemail even quicker.
I was just going to say, was that quicker?
One ring. Okay. It's a contract year, Jason. Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Who's it?
I was on hold because I wanted to call in here and talk about like getting into stuff and like new things and wanting to talk about it more. And then a few weeks ago or months ago or something, you said how like you try not to talk about wrestling too much on here.
Oh,
and I just want to say like I just really, really hardcore got into wrestling and I want to hear more about it because I'm new to it. And I feel like if Drew and Mo can talk about like old music for an hour, like we can definitely have like 20 minutes of wrestling thrown in throughout the show.
Dude, it is so funny that you called with this because I swear to you, the last conversation, Drew was here before the show today, and the last conversation I had with him was about this specifically because I got a couple messages after the show on Monday of people who were just being dicks and pretty much said, grown men don't care about wrestling. Why are you talking about wrestling so much? And it kind of annoyed me, and I didn't respond to it. And I had shared in the past that I had been privy to information from bosses that said it did not test well. And I'm not somebody who's necessarily going to live and die by that. But the thing that's interesting to me is that that kind of made me think differently this week is, Pat McAfee has one of the primest spots on ESPN. His show is on ESPN every day. It's, I believe, the highest rated program on ESPN currently. And for the past 5 days, he has almost dedicated the entire show to pro wrestling. And it kind of just flicked the switch in my head and said, if the worldwide leader in sports and entertainment can dedicate and is willing to dedicate that much time to pro wrestling, much exactly like you said, I can fire off a 30-minute segment here and there and talk about it. Very interesting that how old are you?
So I'm 32.
How did a 32-year-old woman just now find herself into professional wrestling?
So when I was younger, I was into it because my friends who were boys would like talk about it, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" But I never really watched it. And then I watched that McMahon documentary, and then I was like, "Whoa! I want to know the backstories of like all the little stuff."
Yeah.
And my sister saw Jade Cargill at one of the Royal Rumbles and was like, "Dude, you got to check this girl out." So I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I saw there was like something else that I watched, and then now that it's on Netflix, it's so much more accessible. And, like, I cannot wait for Monday night.
Dude,
Like,
do you have I'm sorry if I missed this. Do you have a man in your life?
I do.
What are his thoughts on it? Is he on board now, too? Or is he like, what the hell's going on in my life? My wife is a wrestling fan.
He watched it. Well, I think that truly is what he's saying, but he's really up for it. He was like, he came from like the Attitude Era.
Right.
So once that stopped, like he got a little older and he wasn't that into it. So he recognizes some of the people and everything. But I think he's just like happy that I'm happy. So he got me tickets for when they're coming to England for my birthday.
Oh, nice. Which one are you going to? They're doing a whole, like, I think 4 or 5 nights. What show are you going to?
They only sold 3-night and 4-night tickets, so we got like the 3-night one.
Oh,
so
nice.
John Cena. I'm obsessed with Seth Rollins. Like, I feel like the equivalent of like a 13-year-old. I'm like loving it.
I love it. Just knowing that there's one female in the 30-year-old age range that is riveted by it, that'll bring me a little more comfort talking wrestling more often because it's in me. But there is also that little voice in the back of my head, and I think that's almost just like a societal thing, like I think there's always been the voices that speak out against pro wrestling are loud and they make it seem like they're speaking for everybody. But just factually, with the amount of people that go to wrestling and that watch it every week, it's often the highest rated television program weekly. It's just not true that people don't care about it. I think the people that don't care about it are just louder sometimes.
I think so. And I think the fact that it is on, like, it's easier to watch now since it's on Netflix and like it's kind of easy to catch the highlights off after SmackDown. Like that it's pretty cool. And one of my other friends who I didn't even know was into it was saying like the last like 2 years or so, it's really gaining more traction.
It is, yeah. It's crossing over. Well, how about this? What was your name again?
My name's Quinn.
Quinn, how about this, Quinn? How about every Wednesday at 2:30 you call and we'll schedule a wrestling recap segment with Quinn.
Oh my God, that'd be the craziest thing.
Quinn, before you go though, you got to give us a hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, all right. Next Wednesday, I'll talk to you, Quinn. I'll come up with a fun name for it.
Quinn in the Ring.
Yeah, Quinn in the Ring. Quinn in the Ring. No, there's something there. I just don't know. I just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to dig into John's Joints. Lots to get to today. Somebody mentioned a bald eagle. I got a local bald eagle story about a hero of an American man who took matters into his own hands with the life of a bald eagle. And it turns out that the fact that they have made a bunch of cuts to the National Weather Service is not a good thing. People didn't know tornadoes were coming this week when they probably should have. We'll dig into that and a bunch more. Coming up next in John's Joints. That just made my day, Quinn. History had the gold rush, then came the oil boom, then the tech boom. But right now, it's the Wi-Fi boom. And the Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Streaming, booming. Gaming, booming. Video calls, guess what? They're booming. Even when your boss schedules a meeting that definitely could have been an email, it's booming. And now you can get Xfinity Internet and mobile together in one plan. It's the ultimate power couple. Wi-Fi Power Boost and Xfinity Mobile gives you faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go. And now through June 23rd, new customers can get 400 megabit Xfinity Internet with free equipment and unlimited internet data and get one unlimited 5G mobile line included, all with one plan for $40 a month. So whether you're working, watching, or paying for Wi-Fi Gold, one thing's for sure, Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. It's Lightning Hockey on 102.5 The Bone. The Bolts are back in the playoffs. Tomorrow night, your Tampa Bay Lightning are at home at the Amalie Arena to take on the Florida Panthers. The game starts at 6:30 p.m. It's the battle for Florida. You can listen to every single playoff game right here on the official station of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw hockey.
Hurt in a slip and fall? Take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
Bolts Nation, get ready to be the Thunder for the 2025 playoffs. Presented by Advent Health. Tickets for Game 2 against the Florida Panthers tomorrow night are on sale now. To secure your tickets and everything Lightning playoffs, visit TampaBayLightning.com/2025 playoffs.
Over 700 new Hyundais, tariff-free at Crown Hyundai.
Get financing as low as 0%. Buy with zero down or make no payments for a year on over 700 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $99 a month. All are backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service. Visit crownhyundai.com.
With approved credit, 24-month lease, 10K miles a year, $59.95 due at signing.
This is a cat named Mo, and All-American Gunslingers, Newport Richie's #1 gun range, wants you to know that education is the key to safety, and shooting is a diminishing skill, so classes and training are crucial. All-American Gunslingers has training from holster draw to pistol intro and rifle and skill drills. And don't forget, League Night is a friendly competition with new and advanced shooters every Thursday, 7:30 to 9:30, with prizes awarded weekly. All-American Gunslingers, your rights right down the street from the Gulf of America, your safety, your freedom.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle rapes USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. April 29th through May 4th at Straz Center. Get your tickets yesterday at strazcenter.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Medical malpractice and nursing home abuse cases are difficult and the stories are heartbreaking. At Bernetti PA, we fight to make sure your story is heard loud and clear. We know you may not have been ready. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
Fuel costs add up. That's why fleet managers like Ed Keeley of Communications Unlimited are switching to Coast, the smart Visa fuel card designed to help business owners save on fuel and cut wasteful spending.
When we first started using Coast, we saved in the neighborhood of $22,000 from our previous month's invoice from our other provider.
Get fuel rebates of 4 to 10 cents on every gallon at Coast's 30,000 partner stations across the country, like Exxon and 7-Eleven. Plus, get greater control over your spending and block unauthorized purchases before they happen.
The biggest change is the controls that the Coast product allows us to have that the other vendor didn't. There was a lot of potential for abuse out there that became virtually impossible with Coast.
Go to coastpay.com/news and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/news to save 10% on fuel with Coast. Coastpay.com/NEWS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. See terms at coastpay.com.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 813-492-8255. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 813-492-8255. That's 813-492-8255.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show. It's time for John's Choice with your host, John Senning.
Turn up the issue, I'm dying to give you the problem you practically begging for. Don't waste a minute, I'm instantly in it until my contender is never more. Yes. You came to fight with the wrong one. That's your mistake in the long run. Ain't no advancing.
Welcome back to Senning Show. It's time to fire up John's Joints. I'm John Senning. He's dizzy, and he's returning to the studio after what can only be called a beatdown to our Tampa Bay Lightning last night. Drew Garabo in the building.
Oh, man, that was brutal, John.
Oh, I was thinking right before, I was thinking of a song and trying to keep it lightning-centric. Is Vo Williams still in the mix?
I haven't seen him.
Vo Williams was, at first I just thought he was an artist that did some songs. I'm almost wondering, because he was doing kind of the same thing with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like a contracted guy?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so they bring him in and they're pretty much like, you write songs for us, you perform songs here and all of that. And now, like, not that I thought he was doing it as a favor or anything. But yeah, Vo is not as visible as he once was.
No, but they did use Titus in the intro yesterday.
Oh, they did.
That playoff intro.
Was it was a new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was remembering last year that did it end up being the playoff intro that he was recording in the gym at around 5:30 in the morning that woke me up as the walls were vibrating?
That's what I was thinking about is last year how at the All-Star weekend he woke John up.
You know who Titus is, right? Titus O'Neil? Yeah. So last year at the All-Star weekend, we had to get up early to golf, like probably like 6 or 7 or whatever time it is. And sometime like before 6 a.m., I'm woken from a dead sleep. And it's legitimately Titus O'Neil like screaming at the top of his lungs, like cutting a promo, like, you gotta be in this, you gotta believe in yourself. And I wake up like, what is happening? And he
didn't know he was doing it for the Lightning. You just heard Titus yelling and cursing. I just heard
Titus like yelling and
thought that's how he starts his morning.
Yeah.
I didn't
yelling
know.
in the mirror.
I did not know. And then come to find out a couple days later, he was filming the hype video for the Tampa Bay Lightning playoffs in the gym at the Cambria on that morning.
Like, you heard it and you turned to Daniel like, that's
exactly what happened.
We even asked Titus about it, I think, on the phone. And,
because I thought we had a thought that it was for something else, but it ended up not being
Mania,
for that.
maybe?
Maybe it was. Maybe we did think it was something for Mania or something like that. But great times. What was the? Give us the boots on the ground vibe in the building. It seemed like it started high and died off very, very quickly.
Dude, it was a great atmosphere, loud, raucous before the game, even with the late start.
That was crazy.
So
it
crazy.
could not be highlighted enough that was wild. You were talking about, I was listening to you in the afternoon and you kept joking about the countdown, and then it was like, haha. And then once you were off there, I'm like, oh my God, we still have 2 hours until this thing's going to drop puck.
Dude, we got done at 7 o'clock, and then I realized puck drop wasn't until 8:48.
Yeah.
They didn't even open the doors till like after 7.
And that was all just because, there was tons of 3 different games on ESPN last night. It's weird, and I don't know, but just having watched enough playoff hockey, there does seem to be something about the blowout that happens. It's almost like teams are less freaked out by a blowout than they are by a hard-fought loss, and they seem to happen from time to time, even in tightly contested series.
Here's my problem with last night. And by the way, the energy level was through the roof, people making noise until the Panthers scored the first goal, and then it was dead, but then we evened it up and it was back again. Yeah. And then from there, it was never, ever energized again.
It was really it was kind of the challenge that was that tipped the scales, because they got that goal. And then I must have missed a rule or what that is. So if you throw a challenge in hockey, you don't get it. It's a power play.
Yeah, it's a penalty because they penalize you for challenging the refs.
I was not fully clued in as it was happening in real time, but it took by the time I realized they were going on power play, they had already scored, and then that felt like the real turning point of the game, and it was catch up from that point on.
Oh, and look, Andre Vasilevsky's an elite goalie in the NHL. I'll say it. He was terrible last night.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot getting through.
Terrible. Like in the first 6 shots the Panthers took, he let 2 of them go. And look, I don't know anything about playing goalie, but it seemed like they were easily stoppable.
Yeah, I can't help but see his numbers dwindling ever since you dubbed him the greatest athlete in the history of Tampa Bay sports.
Most dominant.
Yeah, most dominant. Yeah. Ever since you said that, it's been downhill.
Correct. But God, it was awful last night. We left in the second period down 5-2.
And then I think Cirelli went out, and now I don't think he's going to play in the next game. Who was in the suite?
Myself.
Is it a secret?
No. No. Okay. There were no other air talent there.
No other luminaries.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a luminary.
What's going on in that suite?
A bunch of clients.
Oh, clients. Anybody we know?
No, nobody had any interest in talking to me. I tried to. Like, I was in there when everybody came in, and I acted like I was hosting it, and I was like, "Hey, welcome to the suite." And they're like,
Who was the host?
I have no. I think Mike O came eventually, and
it
then
probably is because there is an actual host figure.
Yeah.
And it's RIP, who used to be BPK a lot of the times. And then I think I've seen Mike do it. It was pretty much the person that communicates with the staff and orders more drinks and food and makes sure everybody's good and stuff. So it was probably Mike O.
It might have been, or Tracy, the sales dude.
Oh, was Tracy there?
He was there, and Lisa, our buddy from sales.
I wondered if she was in there as well. Was it a full one?
It was not as full as one might think for a playoff game, but still a good crowd. Yeah. Good crowd. I thought, would this have been funny? I was in there with only one other group, and they went to go for the food. And I was going to go up to him and go, all right, I see you're enjoying the food. That's going to be $20 all you can eat per person. I'll take a Venmo to Drew G Fresh.
It would have been funny
to me.
No, it would have been funny to you, and it would have been funny probably to everybody. You probably got to let it run like 20 seconds.
Okay.
Like you give them enough time to start freaking out about it, and then you go, ha ha.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Except they were the only people in there, and so I wouldn't have been playing the joke to anyone except myself. So
that's all that. That's all that.
As long as you get a laugh.
I didn't do it. Yeah, they wouldn't have.
Did you bring a little Jesus with you?
I brought both of them, and they didn't help.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe two.
A little baby Jesus.
Oh, is that a baby Jesus or just a baby?
It's a baby Jesus.
Is that a baby Jesus or a full-grown tiny Jesus?
Well, I'll tell you this. I say Jumbo every day.
Yeah, right. Well, that is the thing, is that it could definitely be a baby Jesus. Like, you wouldn't know.
Oh. They should have had him in the net instead of Vasilevsky last night because Jesus saves. Take that, Vazzy.
Do you think there's something about the two Jesuses that maybe is
canceling each other out?
Well, good question.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like maybe you just leave one behind every day.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the Jesus of the two G's that Danielle's kid gave me, and I'll leave him at home.
Yeah. Maybe just give it a test at least, because you're gonna be back at the game tomorrow. So maybe try one Jesus tomorrow, and then if we win big, then you know that one Jesus is the one Jesus saves.
One Jesus is just right. Two Jesus is too many.
And tomorrow is it earlier even? Because it's going to be before 7.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to drop puck like 6:45.
I would say 6:43, 6:45. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I know. So
you
weird.
You have to wait around for hours and hours on end before
we'll be done early.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
John's Joints brought to you by MarijuanaDoctor.com. 40 locations now throughout the state of Florida, which makes it even easier for you to get your medical marijuana card. You've heard me say it before, but I really think the ticket to understanding what's going on, go search some of the websites for some of these dispensaries. See how great the product is. Take a look at some of these nugs. Look at the THC percentage. Look at the variety of baked goods and gummies and tinctures and vape cartridges and everything, just to get an idea of what you're missing out on. And then book MarijuanaDoctor.com. Use the code BONE20. That's going to give you $20 off the initial certification, which comes same day. No waiting by the email box, by the actual mailbox for your card to come. You'll get it same day, and you'll be able to take advantage of those first-time patient discounts, which are kind of a hack to the system because they want to give you that money back that you spent on your card. So the sales are insane the first time you go into every dispensary. Book it today, MarijuanaDoctor.com, code BONE20. So you shared this story, Drew, on your Twitter, and it's weird because there's it's not a similar story at all, but it's adult goes crazy on kid, because yesterday we were talking about the guy that straight up mounted and was holding a kid hostage because he thought she was throwing eggs at his house, and I think it turns out that she wasn't even doing that.
Right.
And this one, from a different cloth, but also psycho adult on child. And you pointed out the fact at this exact moment, not being reported locally.
Not at all.
As much run as that other story got yesterday, this is getting none. And I mean, it I think has a racial angle, probably, I would say. A white Florida man threatened to shoot a 9-year-old black girl after she appeared on his doorstep selling candy. Tyler Chambers made a disturbing post to a community Facebook group on April 14th after a young girl named Sincere approached his front door in Riverview. If you don't know, that's a suburb of Tampa. This is a national story, so they have to explain that. He posted an image of Sincere on the page and wrote, "You're lucky."
Wrong, You're lucky.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
I did.
"You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your dumbass bitch."
Oh my God.
9-year-old.
What is, I mean, we can't diagnose society with the problems that we have. First of all, if you were to say this out loud or do something in the moment, you'd be a psychopath.
Yes.
To have the thought process that you see this on your Ring camera and you think that, like, I need to share this thought that I'm going to murder a 9-year-old girl on my front porch. I need to share it with the world. I need to share it on Facebook. That's another level of lack of awareness and psychotic tendencies.
Yeah, do you think when you post that, people are going to clan rally around you and be like, yeah, shoot her 9-year-old dumbass.
Yeah, burn those crosses. Let's go.
Right?
It is crazy. And I was trying to make this connection yesterday to just kind of all of these things that we see in society being connected with the road rage stuff, with over-the-top Karen-like tendencies, with the holding down the 11-year-old. Like, there is just something, I don't even know how to put it into words, what's clicking in people's brains where they feel this, it's like an entitlement, but it's way, way worse than that because it also has, like, violent tendencies tied into it where, like, they think they have the right to do things to people. I don't even know, but I feel that that mind frame is all connected through all of these different stories that we see.
Totally agree with you, John. And if you don't want to buy candy that a little girl is trying to sell you at your door, you go, "Hey, thank you, young lady. I would not care for any candy."
Yeah. Good luck with your sales.
Right.
I would not care to purchase it.
Yeah.
But why isn't FLA, Fox 13, why don't any of them have this story?
I would think it's got to be. So what was this posted? It was posted
A week
today
ago.
at. So the post was a while ago. They posted the story today. It looks like at noonish. So I don't know if it's not on the radar. Sometimes this does happen, but I mean, when you look at, I think we get such an interesting, like, above view of what's being reported and what all the local news stories, like, kind of attached to. Dude, that manatee story was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're looking for something salacious, the manatee getting run over, which may have been a big nothing burger, everywhere. Psychopath threatening to kill a 9-year-old on Facebook.
Crazy.
Not reported anywhere.
And this kid, the dude, he's not a kid. The dude had to deactivate all of his social media. I've read from people that he's in hiding. He was a manager at a car wash, not Bubble Down, in Tampa, and they're going after his job. The mom's trying to raise money for a legal fund. I don't know.
Dude, I hate to say it. Tyler Chambers, bona fide Bone fam, guaranteed. Dude, I'd take it to the bank, dude.
Big JP fan?
Dude, no, trust me, man, dude. He's LOD. He's all of it.
He's not LOD.
No, man.
We don't claim him.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but
Big
this guy,
Spice Show fan.
This guy, he later went on to seemingly explain his actions in choice words. "I saw that on my camera and have a wife and 7-month at home, which I will protect as you would."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need to fire off a round on the 9-year-old threatening your whole family.
Ooh.
Crime rate has seen an uptick lately,
Yeah.
so I do see. I get the idea.
Can't say whom, but can't share this publicly, but there's a lot more to this story on the doorbell girl selling candy. Not sticking up for the guy, but there's a backstory, which is probably why they aren't covering it.
Okay.
Mysterious, isn't
That
it?
is super. So create a something that would give this guy.
Oh, I like that.
Got it. Here we go. I got it.
Semblance of an excuse.
Got it. So the family, this is just me hypothesizing, the family of the young lady has been using her as a decoy to do smash and grab robberies or home invasions, having her go up and knock on a door so that someone opens and they go and invade the place.
I mean, that there's something to it. I mean, but also it seems as if he made some sort of public excuse that's being publicized, at least in this article.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't whatever that, no pun intended, smoking gun is be mentioned when he decided to try and explain himself away?
That's a good point.
I think he has a severe nut allergy to the point where it's marked all around his house. She approached, seeing the signs, pushing her candy that has nuts in it.
So he could have had a clean shoe.
Yeah.
There could be something to it. Later, wait, oh my gosh, this is the, oh man. What? They got some great names in this family, I'll tell you.
Oh, they do.
Keep in mind, the daughter's name is Sincere,
Yep.
and later, Beyond Shabazz.
It's got a lot less meat than your average Shabazz.
Beyond Shabazz, that is the mother of the 9-year-old at the center of the incident, took to social media to share her side of the story. Shabazz said her family lives in the same community, and on that day, Sincere and her 11-year-old niece, God, please, why can't we get her name too, went to sell candy around the neighborhood after coming home from school. I wasn't aware they were out selling candy. I was home with my 1-year-old, what's its name, and my mother, who had just undergone brain surgery. Usually when the kids come home, they go outside and play, and I'm only okay with it as long as she takes the older cousins with her. After learning about what took place, Shabazz said she immediately called the authorities and filed a report.
So the 11-year-old's doing the smash and grab while the 9-year-old's pushing the candy?
I mean, who knows? There's a reason HCO didn't arrest from what my sources are telling me.
Oh, man.
They investigated but decided to make no arrest.
But would that even be,
wall.
I mean, is that...
Sorry. Is that how it works?
No, it does. Trust me. That's why a lot of these people live in gated communities.
They chased us west.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't act like your family doesn't have a wall around their neighborhood, Izzy. But would there be an absolute crime there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like posting, you're lucky we should. There's a crime against the English language. You're lucky we weren't home, or I would have shot your dumb ass. That's not a crime.
That's not a threat.
So she created a change.org petition.
Yeah.
Our lives were irrevocably altered when Tyler Chambers brazenly threatened my 9-year-old daughter online, stating in no certain terms that he wished harm upon her for simply knocking on the door. I do appreciate the fact that she rewrote his words with proper English.
Yeah, that's nice.
His horrifying words, "You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your ass, dumb bitch," directed at my little girl, are still ringing in my ears. We must diligently and fervently strive to ensure our children's safety above all.
That smells like setup to me, but no matter what, it's never okay for an old white dude to call a little black girl a 9-year-old black girl.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I can't think of too many scenarios where a grown adult should be calling a 9-year-old a dumb bitch, no matter the color of anybody's skin.
I don't know, John. There's some dumb young white bitches out there.
Well, and the other thing is, too, if there was something on their side, like let's say there's something here, why would you go as far to start a petition and bring a bunch of attention to it in your defense if you knew there was something going on?
Great question.
At first, when I saw it, I thought it was, oh yeah.
What you got?
GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that's
suspicious.
That's never it, dude. $14,000 already.
Yeah. That's sus.
I'm surprised that the GoFundMe lets you do that. I know they get in there sometimes, but I mean, $14,000 for what? There's no crime. There's nothing. It's for a legal fund, but what's the crime?
I bet it's a legal fund so that they can hire an attorney to sue this dude. Like not a defense fund, but like a civil court prosecution fund, maybe?
I guess that, yeah. We will have to run this by Just Call Mo tomorrow. Because
might be representing
there. You go.
Yeah, who knows?
Say,
sorry,
comment.
I cannot speak about this case. Wow, that's
I'm working with the Shabazz family.
with honesty, sincere, virtue,
and beyond,
ethic, and beyond. Ethical Shabazz. You ever hear about the twins, Orangelo and Lamangelo?
No.
It's like spelled
Probably
out
from
orange jello and lemon jello.
Yeah, it would be great if one of the family members, which seems very on brand, his name was Infinity, and you like label, you had to write a letter to him, and you go, to infinity and beyond. Yeah. That's a good one. Thoughts and prayers go out to the family, by the way.
Yes, to beyond.
I hope that $14,000 brings you some peace during this difficult time.
To beyond sincere.
Hope she sold those cookies.
This is heavy, but I think it has a place in the conversation when we're trying to figure things out when it comes to what happened at Florida State and a lot of different school shootings. The student accused of shooting 2 people dead at Florida State University had been diagnosed with emotional dysregulation, but this kid had come off the prescription medication at the time of the rampage. Is identified by police as the suspect responsible for fatally gunning down 2 people. Police have yet to establish a motive and said it's too early to state whether his condition played any role in the shooting. And I think that's a thing that was kind of bubbling in almost a conspiracy theory, lane for a bit when it comes to mass shootings. I think it has a place at the table. When you look at how many of these shooters over the years have been diagnosed with something, and at some point or on some sort of pharmaceutical prescribed medication, you can look at a bunch of different charts and go, well, this has gotten worse as the shootings have gotten worse. One of the big ones, more medication for kids as the kids have slowly gotten worse mentally. And, we're still in that trying to figure it out phase of it. But I think it's not the hottest of hot takes anymore to say that kids are over-medicated and over-prescribed.
No, and there are certainly medical conditions that require medication. We know that, but definitely kids are being overprescribed. What is it called? SSIDs or something? Mood-altering drugs?
Yeah, and the thing is I saw the clip pop up because I think it was the anniversary of it, and to think how far we've come that he was vilified to the ends of the earth. Remember the deal with Tom Cruise and Matt Lauer where he lost it on Matt Lauer, and all he was really saying was, we're over-prescribing the kids, and we shouldn't be throwing medicine at every kid who has a problem. And then it just felt so out of bounds and so weird. And maybe it was because Tom Cruise doesn't ever really share an opinion, but you look at it now and he was a bit ahead of his time with that hot take that got him in all that trouble those years ago.
I was just thinking the same thing. And he went at Lauer and live on television about the fact that he doesn't believe in prescribing medication for things like ADD and ADHD, which my generation, we weren't prescribed. There was no such thing as ADD and ADHD.
Well, and a lot of that, a lot of that stuff is great. Like it's meth, and I took Adderall forever, and it probably helped me in a lot of ways. And I could appreciate what it might help me with today. Like I might need a little something even, but living through it, it just, like it's heavy duty stuff. Like it is an amphetamine that we give to kids like candy to kind of throw at a problem. And I know that some people need it, but I think it also is just okay, you can't focus in school. Here's this.
Yep.
And I do have some of this Tom Cruise.
Before I was a Scientologist, I never agreed with psychiatry. And then when I started studying the history of psychiatry, I started realizing more and more why I didn't agree with psychiatry. And as far as the Brooke Shields thing is, look, you got to understand, I really care about Brooke Shields.
What was she tied into about?
I think here's
I was talking about medication for kids.
Wonderful and talented woman. And I want to see her do well. And I know that psychiatry is in a way that you don't understand it.
There we go. Yeah.
But a little bit what you're saying, Tom, is you say you want people to do well, but you want them to do well by taking the road that you approve of, as opposed to a road that may work for them.
No, I'm not.
Well, if antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life. And I think that promoting, for me personally, so you're saying, I can't discuss what I want to discuss?
No, you absolutely
can. But Matt, you're going in and saying that I can't discuss that.
I'm only asking, isn't there a possibility that, do you examine the possibility that these things do work for some people? That yes, there are abuses. And yes, maybe they've gone too far in certain areas. Maybe there are too many kids on Ritalin. Maybe electric shock is...
kids on Ritalin? Matt.
I'm just saying, but aren't there examples where it works?
Matt, you don't even... You're glib. You don't even know what Ritalin is.
Glib.
If you start talking about chemical imbalance, you have to evaluate and read the research.
Dude, his body language gets scary.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he's bowing up on
papers on how they came up with these theories, Matt. Okay? That's what I've done. And you go and you say, where's the medical test?
Dude, was that the last time Tom Cruise spoke up about anything?
One of the last times. He just doesn't do interviews
he just doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah. And I mean, his body language and the way that he delivered this came off as a little psycho at times. But the content of what he was saying, I don't think was insanely controversial, and I think he was completely buried for it at the time, right?
It was, but now with every politician in the pocket of big pharma, I don't think it's that out of bounds to say kids are over medicated.
Yeah, it's this weird. There's so many different elements to the big pharma conversation now, because then I don't think we were totally bought into what was going on with OxyContin and the Sackler family and all of that, and that the government was involved in getting people hooked on pain pills. And then we went through all of that, got to the point where it felt like, and I'm sorry to take it in this direction, but got to the point where it felt like one of the only things Americans agreed on was that big pharma was kind of evil. And then in the flip of a switch came the COVID era, and then everybody, half of the country decided that these are the most trustworthy people, that we should just believe whatever they say. And now I feel like we're in some sort of limbo where probably half the country still feels that Big Pharma is to be trusted.
Yeah, it was like a mind control thing almost, how many people didn't trust Big Pharma, and then as soon as they came out with a vaccine that didn't prevent you from getting the disease but might have alleviated the symptoms somewhat, everyone's like, well, if you don't get your vaccine, then you'll love your fellow man.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and you know they passed that law, so you can't. I don't think you're going to be able to run the advertisements on television for Big Pharma anymore.
Oh,
so that's that was a thing that I know RFK pushed through, and that just feels weird to me. Like I don't know. Like if your doctor doesn't know and you don't know, I don't know that you should find out the medicine that you need to save your life in between a commercial break on Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like often with big celebrities, there's just something about selling a drug that you need to be better that feels like it shouldn't be a part of the medical system.
I love those commercials that are like, ask your doctor if Skyrizi is right for you. If I asked my doctor, he'd be like, if it was right for you, don't you think I would have prescribed it, you idiot?
No. But Lady Gaga said in the commercial that Skyrizi is right for me. And although it could cause anal bleeding and death, I do think that it is right for me. So
may cause suicidal thoughts. I'm going to pass on that. Thank you.
Exactly.
I don't have those right now, and I would not like them.
I don't know that we pile on teachers a lot, but if you listen to us talk about the news, it's often the bad thing that the teacher did. The teacher had sex with a kid. The teacher did something bad to a kid. And I think we probably are remiss in not at least acknowledging how dangerous and bad it can be for the teachers who have to deal with these little hellions every single day. And a 10th grade student at a Florida high school has been accused of battery after he assaulted his teacher during class. On Monday, deputies said a teacher at Leon High School in Tallahassee approached the student for drinking a beverage and using his phone in class. School prohibits both of these things in the classroom. The student, whose identity has not been released, slapped the teacher in the face and then shoved him to the ground before getting on top of him and punching him several times.
Christ.
The teen was arrested and charged with battery on a school official and was taken to the Juvenile Assessment Center. The student will face discipline in accordance with the Leon County Schools student code and conduct. I don't know how often that's happening, but I don't think that it's, especially depending on what school you're in, I don't think it's an easy road for most teachers to have to handle kids these days.
And it seems like there are more big kids than ever before, like hulking 6'2", 250 kids.
You ever hit a teacher, Diz?
No, never.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a teacher striker.
No. I don't know. If they were snitching on him, I could see him. I can see him throwing a hand.
I've definitely seen a teacher get punched in the face.
Oh, really?
Well, actually, it wasn't a teacher. It was one of the APs.
Here in Tampa?
Yeah, it was at Alonzo. He got clocked right in the face.
What did he do?
Damn. I don't remember. I think he was telling the kid to get to the bus, and the kid said, "Man, suck my."
Oh.
And the guy went to grab him and just clocked him.
Jeez, what was the school you were in? It's like Dangerous Minds.
Alonzo is kind of like Dangerous Minds.
Wow. There was a Coolio anthem that played
damn, that's crazy. I don't think I ever saw did you ever see anybody get their ass beat by a student in school?
No, but who was the dude who sang on Gangsta's Paradise? Not, is it YL? It was Coolio. And
You're close.
TL?
Oh.
YG?
I don't know. Are you getting
This is not a D's Nuts joke.
It's LV.
Did he do anything else? Why do we know who he is?
Because he was on Gangsta's Paradise. Don't go anywhere. We got a couple roaches still burning, including the tangible, not so great effects on reporting the weather that are taking place because of cuts to the National Weather Service that are kind of interesting, and a real-life American hero who saved a bald eagle locally. We'll do that and make way for Drew Garabo Live coming up at 4 o'clock. But before, we'd love to tell you about Wind Derby at Derby Lane here in St. Petersburg, an institution. Countless films have been filmed there. People have been making memories for decades. I actually heard them. I heard Mike Calta talking this morning about going to the casino. And they said nobody gives you cocktails when you're playing table games anymore. Well, that is not the case at Wind Derby at Derby Lane. Cocktails while you're playing, $5 minimums. And they also got appetizers coming by every couple hours as well.
Those are things you will not find at other places that makes Derby Lane stand out from the rest. The table game's a ton of fun, whether you want to play War, Pai Gow, or Texas Hold'em, and they're progressive jackpots. Should you be fortunate enough to land a royal flush, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars.
$10,000 to $100,000 given away on average every single day. You can still bet on the ponies. It is a true landmark you have to see. A night out with the boys, a night out with the girls are a great place to take family if they come into town. You're never going to have to worry about parking. And if you're into tournaments, those are going on all the time as well. For all the information you're ever going to need, it's win-derby.com. That's win-derby.com. LV, take us home.
LV.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. It's the battle for Florida. Good luck to our Tampa Bay Lightning. Pound those Panthers. 102.5 The Bone. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
In Pinellas, an earlier vehicle fire, 49th Street North around 70th Avenue will block at least one left lane. Southbound traffic also affected. Over in Hillsborough, crash Waters Avenue, westbound around Cypress Lake Apartments. Back in traffic to Manhattan Avenue. Eastbound traffic affected a little. Still have about a 10 to 15 minute delay northbound I-75. There was an earlier wreck around Dr. King. Traffic is now stop and go a bit beyond Adamo Drive. Northbound 301. Earlier incident there approaching Crycool Avenue should be in the clearing stages now. This is Eric in the Farah and Farah Traffic Center.
Accidents don't happen between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And that's exactly why the team at Farah and Farah is available to take your calls 24/7. If you've got questions, they've got answers. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Tampa.
John Senning here for Solar Bear. You know, big power companies keep raising rates, but Solar Bear is fighting back and helping Floridians save. They're locally owned, not some giant national chain, and they've been in business for over a decade. With thousands of 5-star reviews, they're Florida's most trusted solar installer. And right now, you'll pay nothing for 12 months. That is a full year of free energy. Stop paying more and more every month. Call Solar Bear today or visit them at solarbear.com. That's solarbear.com and take control of your power.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Office in downtown Tampa. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
It's the start of a new season of Raise deals, and they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Honda Pilot, just $419 per month, or a new Honda Accord, just $319 per month. Even Raymond is buying. It's the start of a new season of Raise deals. Don't miss out. Claim your Raise deal today at Crown Honda, the better way to buy and service. Call 800-509-4942 for complete details.
At Brandon Honda, we have the hottest hybrids in stock and on sale. Hi, I'm Sam Robbie. Right now, get the brand new Accord hybrid for just $199 per month. Get the award-winning CR-V hybrid for just $249 per month. Or get the all-new, just released 2025 Civic Hybrid Sport for just $199 per month. With gas mileage as high as 50 miles per gallon, these award-winning hybrids won't last long. Plus, get a real nationwide lifetime warranty, unlimited time, unlimited miles. Get all the facts at BrandonHonda.com.
Call 813-448-7710 for more information.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent accidents and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
This April is your last chance to max your tax refund at Sun Toyota. Bring us your rebate and we'll double it up to $3,000. Then get 0% financing on select new Toyota trucks. Backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Hurry in today or shop online at suntoyota.com. Because when you make it Sun Toyota,
we make it happen.
Sun Toyota.com. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Suppressor Fest featuring Huxworks is back this Saturday, April 26th, only at Shark Coast Tactical. This is going to be a celebration of all things quiet. Will has a huge shipment and cutting deals on all Hux cans. And don't be that dude at the range with a loud 8R. Save your hearings with a Huxworks can. With a clean background check, the new norm is about 3 days for your tax stamp at Shark Coast. Get the Shark Coast Suppressor Fest featuring Huxworks this Saturday, April 26th. Shark Coast Tactical is often imitated, never duplicated. The shop is slinging freedom from 10 to 6 daily, closed on Sunday, but open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, Tampa Bay, it is time to get rowdy. Your Rowdies are back and ready to kick some grass. Join the fun this Saturday at Al Lang Stadium in downtown St. Pete as the Rowdies celebrate their 50th anniversary against Miami FC. Get your tickets now by visiting rowdysoccer.com. Come on, you Rowdies.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-549-8866. That's 800-549-8866.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Bolts Nation, get ready to be the Thunder for the 2025 playoffs, presented by Advent Health. Tickets for round one against the Florida Panthers are on sale now. To secure your tickets and everything Lightning playoffs, visit TampaBayLightning.com/2025 playoffs.
Integrity, respect, results. Farah and Farah, expect more. Tampa.
Climate Design Home Services. They really know their stuff. Climate Design has installed Trane heating and cooling systems for over 50 years. So put their experience to work for you. Visit climatedesign.com.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Toyota.com. I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Paul Delgado. On it goes. More sunshine, I think, right into the weekend. Mainly dry, hot during the day. High temperatures up near 90. Nighttime lows near 70. Next chance of rain should be early next week.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
Well, it was down some street we couldn't even pronounce. We were smoking a little from a half an ounce. Tequila was cheap, but the flow we were feeling was real.
Welcome back to Senning Show. Friendly reminder, I am going to be at the King of the Beach down at Rock Park in the Madeira Beach area for the big fishing tournament this Saturday, starting at 3 o'clock. I'll be at the Yank local tent from 3 to 4, and then doing something on stage from 4 to 6 as part of the weigh-in festivities. So come on out. Tons of great vendors, great bar, great vibes right on the water. Always an awesome event.
I meant to text you yesterday and castigate you for besmirching the good name of Mermaids, even though you didn't give the name of the place. Is that where you and You Ain't Local Dude went?
Oh, no, wait. Was that the one right here?
That was. Oh no, that was okay. I thought you went to the one in like Mad Beach area.
No,
okay.
this was right here. This was right here by the radio station, which I don't even know what it was called at that time.
Yeah,
I have not been back since. But no, was not mermaids. But it was one of those. I don't even know if they. I don't know. I get lost in the topless bikini bar, full nude. Like, it definitely wasn't full nude. Yeah, well, you get into some of these places over in the Gandy area, and it's like you don't even know what the hell you're signing up for when you go in the front door.
So you probably went to the one, not the one that's attached to the liquor store.
Yeah.
Oh, it was that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I went there a bit when I first moved to town because I didn't know anybody. And I would go there like after work.
It could have been a bad time. It could have been a bad. It could have been a bad night. I just remember we were the only souls in there. The lights were very bright. The girls were not very
right
enthralled to be there, and it was a weird. It was a weird experience.
Your description of the young ladies laying on stage on their bellies on their phone was so vivid that it reminded me of the last time I was at the Pink Pony. We were looking around and literally 10 girls all on their phone, just looking like they would have rather been anywhere else.
Dude, that reminds me.
Yills.
Not to bring up an old
Pink
joint.
Pony Club?
Yeah, Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing it. That's no, but I don't think we ever touched on it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Some psychopath like burned down the Pink Pony Club.
Oh, yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
And I don't think we talked about it. Oh, yeah, it was an insane story. And I remember after the fact feeling bad for not getting to it. Tampa man set Pink Pony strip club on fire and then threw urine at police officer. A Tampa firefighter was hurt by battling the blaze. A witness told police that the guy fired a gun multiple times inside the unoccupied building. Officers took him into custody. Police say he was found with a handgun. And said he was also accused of urinating in a water bottle and throwing the contents at a police officer. And I want to say they thought he burned down another building, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. Does that mean it's not open? Probably not, right?
I don't know. I haven't driven by there in a long time.
That's full BH, right?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, they show it all. They show it all up in
there. But, our buddies Jimmy and Donnie, they are getting ready to relaunch Mons Venus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they acquired that property.
Really?
Yeah.
So has that been not open?
I don't know if it's been not open. They've been doing some renovations and getting ready to go.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I've never been there, dude.
Really?
I've only been once.
So many people talk about it. I mean, it's just got the history to it and all of that, but I've never been there.
Yeah, we need to change that. Once they get it open, Jim and Don, they'll classify the place up.
They're the best. So that's full nude as well, right?
Oh, yeah. No liquor, but full nudity.
Damn.
But you got Scores, I think, right next door where you got liquor.
Get some booze and go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one day.
I'm down.
It feels wrong that I haven't been. I'm well overdue for a strip club night.
Same. My God, it's been years.
It is. I mean, the last time I was in a strip club, I know you've probably been in once or twice since, but I think was during our rain days when we were doing all those rain appearances.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We went to rain
like once a month for like 4 months on end, or once a week.
Yeah, and then we went back after TL at OCC one night, and there was not a lot going on there. Shout out to Bella and Big John.
The crew. The National Weather Service's reduction in weather balloon launches left forecasters on shaky ground looking for answers last week as the central U.S. got hammered with hail and tornadoes. Meteorologists are speaking out to NBC News. Believe that if you want. Severe storms brought dozens of tornadoes to the central U.S., and meteorologists are speaking out saying they had a fraction of the information that helps them be able to tell people when the tornadoes are coming, how big they're going to be, and specifically there was a hailstorm that cut across Colorado, Omaha, Nebraska, and went all the way up into parts of Green Bay. And these people were hit with hailstorms that were not forecast. And meteorologists are speaking out and saying the fact that they cut all of these weather balloons from going up is absolutely the reason why they did not forecast these hailstorms coming, saying they just had such a smaller sample size of information, and that has become, through the Doge age, they cut a bunch of money to the National Weather Service, and just a lot less weather balloons are going up and getting information.
What do you do with advanced information that there's hail coming?
That I don't really know. I mean, a tornado, like this goes on to say that they feel like the tornadoes that hit, they gave ample warning. They could have given better information about the size of the tornadoes. So it's not a complete meltdown at this point, but it is interesting when you hear something like this happening and we're going to send up less weather balloons. What does that really mean? And we're just kind of a few weeks into it, and these meteorologists are saying we couldn't forecast this hail because of the lack of balloons that went up.
Well, I know this much.
Oh, yeah, lay it on me.
During the filming of Twister, it was like the hand of God himself placed several tornadoes down Tornado Alley. I'm Bill Paxton.
That was good.
Thanks.
That's a hell of a Bill
like
Paxton. That's a hell of, I mean, you're a Twister guy. You know that's Bill Paxton, right?
I know Bill Paxton when I see it.
Dude, I feel his presence. It's like you channel his energy.
Thank you.
A real life hero. I only can hope that this guy listens to this station. A Lakewood ranch man is a real life American hero after diving into a lake with no hesitation to rescue a wounded bald eagle over the weekend. This guy, Doug Hay, he's 70 years old. Him and his wife kicking back in the lanai, probably having a couple cocktails, and they see a couple bald eagles get into a scrap up above this big lake behind their house. One of them goes right into the water. I did not know this. Bald eagles can't swim.
Did not know that.
No swimming capabilities.
Nope.
So this bald eagle just is floundering and flopping around for its life, and his wife got a video. Dude, this old man jumped into a body of water that I'm sure has or had some gators in it, just shirtless as hell, just swims right up to this bald eagle and rescued it about 100 yards away from shore.
I know somebody else who rescued a bald eagle when Glenn Fry was staying out at a Disney resort and was drowning in the pool.
Glenn Fry, okay, sorry.
He's an eagle.
I know.
He's bald.
But he didn't drown, did he?
No, but
sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
You got me too lost in the sauce. For a second, I thought there was
I didn't think that one out.
No, I thought that maybe Glenn Fry really drowned in but not to mention, Glenn Fry had a beautiful head of hair.
You had, yeah, but does he anymore?
R.I.p. Was it prostate cancer?
Oh, he's dead?
Glenn Fry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole point of the joke.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don Henley, still alive?
Yeah, Don Henley's still rocking.
Michael T. Smith, is he the Michael T. Schmidt?
Vince Gill.
Is he an eagle?
Oh, he's pretty much an eagle.
Oh, he's a fill-in eagle.
Yeah, he's it's between him and Glenn Fry's son. I think him and Vince Gill kind of share some of the duties.
So if an eagle, real bald eagle, is like swooping down to get a fish, all the fish would need to do is like hold on to the eagle, and like the eagle wouldn't be able to swim, right?
Dude. That shows you how stupid fish are. They have not evolved enough to grab a damn bald eagle. You just get that little mouth sucking little fish mouth on one of their claws, pull them underwater for a second.
Yeah.
Dude, was it no, it wasn't last night, it was the night before, and it was so crazy because somebody sent me a random tweet about ducks like 30 minutes after this happened. I was leaving the station right here through the apartment complex, and I come up to the light right on this little side street, and I see a mother with like 5 baby ducks, and as soon as I come up to the stop sign, a giant crow right in real time swooped down and just grabbed this little baby duck.
Oh, no.
And it was the most terrifying thing because like the little baby duck legs are just like at that point
working it out.
Like at that point the duck's not really being harmed yet, but like the crow just kind of flew right past my car, and I just felt like I looked right into the eyes of this little baby duck with his little duck legs like
Did you do anything?
What was I going to do? He was in midair and I was in my car.
Well, you're the savior of the ducks,
dude.
though.
I've
Did
said
you help the other ducks across?
What was I gonna? They weren't even trying to cross. They were just sitting on the grass.
You should have been like, you should get out of here. It's not safe.
It's not safe.
These guys aren't safe,
dude. It's crazy. Out
crow
there.
will abduct a duckling.
I did not know that. It doesn't shock me completely because this was one of those big fat ass giant crows, but I didn't know that was a thing either. And then this, there was a lady standing over on the other sidewalk. She's like, "Oh my god!" Dude, oh yeah, these old ladies, they hate seeing a duck baby go.
Nature's bizarre.
It really is, and I'm telling you, dude, we've got that lake by us. I want to throw out a number and say 80% of baby ducks don't make it. I mean, we'll see mama ducks with 13 babies, and the next day they'll have one. They'll have 2. Like the survival rate of a baby duck in the state of Florida has to be so damn low.
The old place I had with the pirate, we had
zombie pirate. Call him by his rightful name.
We had baby birds up above our place in a little tree, and one eagle or something just snatched one up and took off, and the mama took off after it. Another one right away snatched the other one. I'm like, yo, nature's the son of a bitch.
So many things.
Yeah, there's something about ducklings too, because like they're born of such violence. Like we've seen what it takes for a duck to impregnate another duck.
It's a cycle of brutality, really. And there's so many things. Even you you don't expect. I forget. I've looked it up before. I think it's a type of heron. Those nice kind of majestic tall white birds with the orange beak.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest suspects of killing babies.
Good Lord.
They just will pluck they'll chow down on like 3 or 4 of them.
They'll pluck a duck?
They'll pluck a duck right from its mother's loving arms.
Man.
Yeah. It might suck, but that mother.
It'll suck to pluck a duck.
Yeah, sometimes you pluck a duck. Pluck a duck. All right, don't go anywhere. Drew Garabo Live is coming up next. Mo is in the house?
I mean, as far as I know. Unless you know something I don't know.
No, I do not know anything about Mo that you do not know.
All right.
Do not go anywhere. But before we get out of here, we'd love to tell you about our good friend, Jeff Borum.
Our homie with the minestrone. We love Jeff Borum, and you can trust him when it comes to your real estate needs. Google him, Jeff Borum. He might have a buyer for your home, and you haven't even listed it yet.
You know, getting married is a great thing. It's fun. It's a new time in your life, but it can also come with the stress of having to buy a new home, and you don't want to pile that stress onto a situation that's so full of excitement and love. So if you're a fresh new couple looking for your first home, there's one answer, and it's Team Borum, because they're going to take out all that stress and anxiety of buying a new home and replace it with joy and happiness, because that's what our friend Jeff Borum does.
Yep, Team Borum's powered by EXP Realty. Jeff's on your side. You can trust this guy. We trust this guy. And we love him. Google him right now, and you could be packing tonight. Borham. Jeff Borum from Team Borum.
Shining Show will be back live tomorrow at 1 p.m. with Just Call Mo. Legal Briefs.
Break that boombox out. We'll wake up all the neighbors till the whole block hates us, and the cops will show up and try to shut us down.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. We are Real Raw Radio. 102.5 The Bone. Stingray Chevrolet presents Calta Cruise 19. Calta Cruise 19 is happening on April 9th, 2026 for a 4-night cruise. We'll be on the Royal Caribbean Explorer of the Seas, departing from Port Canaveral and heading to Coco Cay and Nassau. And we'd love for you to join the party. You can book right now. Email caltacruise@gmail.com to put your deposit down today. Calta Cruise 19. Brought to you by Stingray Chevrolet, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4 exit 22, Plant City. For all the details, visit theboneonline.com. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
301 in Hillsborough looks better now. That earlier crash cleared toward Crycool. Of course, construction around Boyette Road continues. A crash, meanwhile, on Lumsden Road westbound at Providence. 75 north is looking better approaching I-4, but that on-ramp from I-4 to 75 is backed up as expected. Waters Avenue still dealing with that crash westbound at Cypress Lake Apartments, back now beyond Manhattan Avenue with smaller delay eastbound. Now a crash on Gun Highway just in. Westbound traffic closing in on the Veterans Expressway back to Henderson Road. And northwest of that, up in Trinity Boulevard westbound at East Lake Road, dealing with a wreck that'll cause a fairly sizable backup. This is Eric in the Farah and Farah Traffic Center.
With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive an all-cash offer and move when you're ready. No showings, no open houses, no stress. Call 855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com and start packing.
Jasmine runs the boutique in town that always has the hippest trends. But before her store became a runway hit, she went to Mid-Florida, a local credit union that gave her shop the business checking account she needed. Plus, Jasmine pocketed $300 with her new account, proving that green is always on point. Now she's turning her A-line dresses into A1 games, and her financial worries, they've gone out of style. Mid-Florida, your life, your money, your credit union. Membership eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Insured by NCUA.
This Ram Truck Month, Jerry-owned Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is making it easier than ever to get behind the wheel of a new Ram. With over 1,000 vehicles in stock and 0 down, 0% APR, and 0 payments for 90 days during our Zero to Ohm sales event. Plus, we're proud to sponsor the Country Thunder Music Festival in May. It's all happening at the #1 Ram dealer in the U.S., Jerry Ohm. Tampa is Ohm Country. Online at jerryohm.com. Call 1-800-840-0798 for complete details.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Fuel costs add up. That's why fleet managers like Ed Keeley of Communications Unlimited are switching to Coast, the smart Visa fuel card designed to help business owners save on fuel and cut wasteful spending.
When we first started using Coast, we saved in the neighborhood of $22,000 from our previous month's invoice from our other provider.
Get fuel rebates of 4 to 10 cents on every gallon at Coast's 30,000 partner stations across the country, like Exxon and 7-Eleven. Plus, get greater control over your spending and block unauthorized purchases before they happen.
The biggest change is the controls that the Coast product allows us to have that the other vendor didn't. There was a lot of potential for abuse out there that became virtually impossible with Coast.
Go to coastpay.com/news and learn how to save an average of 10% on your fuel bill with Coast. That's coastpay.com/news to save 10% on fuel with Coast. Coastpay.com/NEWS.
Coast card products are issued by Celtic Bank. All card accounts are subject to credit approval. See terms at coastpay.com.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 813-328-6768. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 813-328-6768. 813-328-6768.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about: your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped